welcome to yet another episode of Lost Aux Media. As always, I'd like to thank you for joining me on this fine Wednesday. We have a lot of good stuff on the docket for this week. We got the What's Eating Ethan Klein segment, maybe a little finger on the pulse. We got some very fine jamokes, Joe Rogan, a little bit of Kill Tony as well. Welcome to the show, everyone. This is Lost Aux Media. So I want to tell you guys, again, I've had a very interesting week. I went to this place next to where I live. It's a little facility called the Whitewater Center. It's almost self-explanatory with the name. It's got a little more than just some whitewater rapids type stuff. They have these like man-made whitewater rapids with different difficulty levels you can do. Pretty interesting place. You float the tubes around in there and stuff like that. You get your cold coffee, you know, things like that. But like I said, there's so much more to this place. They have bands on the weekend. There's a stage there. They have a whole trail. You can walk around the whole place. There's nature trails in the woods. They have mountain biking trails. You can rent a mountain bike and go there. Rock climbing walls, zip lines, ropes course. They have so much shit there. It's unbelievable. So I'm soaking it all in. You know what I mean? I'm walking around the little trail that they got that goes around the whole place. And I'm just taking in the sights as they come, right? Now, I get to where the ropes course is. They have like the ropes course and the zip lines are kind of in the same spot. And they're like half in the woods. And then it kind of just like comes across and then goes into like another part of woods. In the one place that I was walking at least, right? I see the kids on the ropes course. They're having a swell time. A lot of regular sized kids over there on the ropes course. And I look over at the line for the zip line course, right? Looks a little different. I see this one kid in there, and the kid is, I'm just gonna be real with you, the kid is fat as fuck. Kid's fat as hell. And they're on like a platform, you know, up in a tree somewhere or something. They're waiting to take this zip line. And I'm staring at this kid, and I'm like, dude, there has to be like weight limits on this, right? Like you would think that. I would think that there was like weight limits on it. I'm a grown man. I weigh like 180 pounds. I'm 5'1", okay? I would think like it could hold me. This kid had to be 1.5 me, you know? So you think what 180, now we're talking like what, 260, 240, something like that, right? I don't know if these zip lines are made for that kind of. This is a family place that we're at. This isn't like Great Adventures where they're like, oh, we're going to get all these grown men coming up on this thing zip lining their asses off, you know? This is not made for, this is made for children. So I see this big fat kid on there. I'm like, something's going to happen. It finally gets to his turn and this kid goes to hit the zip line. He gets not even halfway through the bitch. He gets stuck. He gets fucking stuck right in the middle of the goddamn zip line. Right? Now, right there, that causes a panic in the fucking employees that are working at this goddamn zip line thing. Not to mention all of them are like between the ages of 15 and 17 years old. So they're all freaking the fuck out. Why? The kid's fine, right? You would think he has a harness. So what would they be freaking out so much about? They're still sending kids down the fucking zip line. They're still yamming these kids down the zip. Now they're all smacking into this giant kid, right? And they're all getting stuck. And because they keep hitting the kid, they keep jiggling him around. And he's in the harness. He's already hanging. And every time they bump him, he's moving around in the harness, right? So it's starting to loosen the harness up on this kid. Now the kid is starting to slip. You see his hands, his arms, they're starting to raise a little bit because he's falling into the harness, right? Here's the thing, though. This kid is fat. He's huge. This harness is not going to give up trying to hold him without a fight. This thing gets caught around this fat kid's neck. What little of neck he had. This kid is now choking to death, hanging 30 feet in the air, maybe. You know, we're all I'm watching this kid. He looks like a fucking piñata. Okay, this kid looks like a goddamn piñata, and he's slowly, the life is draining out of him. You can see it on him. And this is the thing. Again, I told you the kids were panicking, right? Now, how do you think? They're fucking losing their minds. And the craziest part is they can't do anything about it. Places like this, for those of you that don't know, they have protocols when it comes to this kind of stuff. So you as a 16, 15, 17-year-old kid, you can't just go and try to help this person. You'd be causing more of a dangerous situation, potentially speaking, right? So they have to radio it in, go, yo, we got a fat kid stuck on the zip line. He's losing consciousness. And then somebody gets back on the horn. And they go, okay, we got you. We're going to send a safety person over there. The only one we have right now is on lunch. As soon as we can get him over there, we got you. For now, you guys just stay put. Do nothing. Do nothing. This obviously, that wasn't the actual radio communication, but it might as well have been. You know? This kid is losing life. I'm watching this kid die. People are fucking bugging the fuck out. Now, the safety people haven't gotten here yet, but I'm watching this guy. I'm legitimately watching the lights go out. Now, I'm going to ruin the story for you a little bit. The kid lived. I wouldn't be saying all this stuff if I legitimately watched a 300-pound child die in front of my very own eyes. You know, there's nothing funny about that. The kid did pass out, though. He passed the fuck out. Arms halfway in the air, double chin. Dude, his double chin was like swallowing the top of the harness. It was that bad. And the kid was just out. He looked like Don Vito, passed out, hanging from the fucking, the goddamn zip line string, man. By the time the safety people got there, the kid was like 50 different shades of blue. It was a miracle that this kid stayed alive. But he made it. He made it, dude. He made it. And when the parents got him, they're all like, and here's the thing. The parents seemed totally, like, nobody seemed like they were pissed off. They were so happy to get the kid back. They just left. They just got their shit and left. I would have sued. I would have sued so fucking hard. I would have sued the balls off of the Whitewater Center. What? It's not my... Hey, you got to tell me that my kid's too fat, or else I'm putting him on there. I'm putting him on every single ride I can possibly... If the sign says you got to be this tall, and he squeezes by, that's on you. That's on you. What? Why do I take the responsibility of that as a parent when you guys are supposed to be doing the babysitting for me when I go to places like this? So I'm suing. I'm suing. No fucking, oh, we're just happy Timmy's alive. I'm suing the Whitewater Center for everything that they got, you know? And and look, funny, speaking of the topic of suing, I'd like to break some news to you guys. Ethan Klein, he's suing everybody.
I'd be a pedophile for $20 million.
Ethan Klein is suing everybody. This is going to bring us into the What's Eating Ethan Klein segment. For those of you who don't know, this is a segment where we cover the goofs and gaffes over at the H3 show. This is, this week, Ethan Klein, like I said, he's just suing everybody that he possibly can. And when you find out the reasons why. So I'm going to take the approach on this as like a two sides of a coin type thing, right? That's the approach I'm going to take on this. They always say that with stories and the truth. They go, hey, there's his side, there's your side, and then there's the truth, right? We're going to kind of do that with this segment here. We're going to watch Ethan Klein. He dropped a H3 Productions video. This is separate from the H3 show. This is separate from the podcast. This is his own personal channel. He's dropping a video. The video is titled, I'm Suing These Three Creators. Now, he's going to give you this whole master plan, and we're going to listen to it, and then I'm going to give you my thoughts on it. I don't think that the plan that Ethan's about to explain to us is actually why he's suing these three creators. Let's give it a listen, Mr. Ethan Klein. Why don't you take it away for us? Play the video.
When this video came...
Hey, wrong time code. There we go. Let's take it from the top.
Hi there. My name is Ethan Klein, and my favorite hobby is spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on lawyers. Today, I invite you into my home to share my favorite pastime with you. Join me in creating generational wealth for my attorney.
Ooh, look at that. I love that. Join me as I create generational wealth for my attorney. Let's give it up for Mr. Klein. That's about the most Jewish thing I've ever heard. You know, he looks like an evil Jew. Let's watch that again. I love it. He's burning money to light a cigar. That's ultimate Jew. Ethan's starting to evolve into his final form, if you will. Check this out. Watch it. Look at how smooth he is, and the fucking watch on this guy. Every time it's a new $50,000 watch. You have to take like the phone away from this guy, because anytime he's scrolling on TikTok, he sees a celebrity with the new watch. He goes, man, that's got to be like the coolest fucking watch I've ever seen, man. I think I got to spend like $100,000 on a new watch so I can go to work and brag about how it's so much better than everybody else's. Meanwhile, the audio guy, Zach, is fucking dying inside. He's an actual watch connoisseur. He can't afford half of the fucking watches Ethan's got. This guy. Let's watch. This is Ethan's final form, ultimate Jew.
Hi there. My name is Ethan Klein.
Yes, it
and
is.
my favorite hobby is spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on lawyers. Today, I invite you into my home to share my favorite pastime with you. Join me in creating generational wealth for my attorney.
He can't even burn the money right. That's how you know he's actually Jewish, because he's trying to be cool. And he's like, oh, God, the money is burning, and it's making my fingertips hot. It's burning, it hurts.
Let me tell you guys a story.
Go ahead.
About a year and a half ago, it's a big conversation called ReactGate. ReactGate was a debate going on in the streaming community about what constituted fair use. People like Hassan, XQC, and many of the large Twitch streamers would watch other creators' entire video on their stream. They would rarely add sufficient commentary or even pause the video to speak. Most egregiously, they would re-upload the entire VOD to YouTube with the same thumbnail, the same title, so that they could cannibalize.
Look, I love that. Look at Hassan Piker's soy face. Look at that. Good old Hassan Piker. That's the face that he makes before he goes down on an Israeli wiener. This guy he's all about those Indians. Not the Native American ones here. Actual Indians from India, this guy. He loves, well, Middle Easterners, you know. He will suck one off to support Palestine. Hassan Piker will suck Palestinian wieners. And this is usually what he looks like when he does it. Now, you notice Ethan, he's not saying a whole lot about Asmongold, XQC, or Hassan Piker. As a matter of fact, he goes, hey, he's nothing about suing them, right? The only points he's bringing up, he goes, these guys are stealing content. These are the three biggest streamers right now. Some of the three, you know, you got Kai Cenat, whatever, blah, blah, blah. These guys are reaction guys, right? The three biggest ones. And Ethan's clearly going, they're stealing content. He's saying it right here. They're watching full videos, hardly even providing commentary, any type of transformative use, any of that. You're not going to hear a peep about suing any of these three.
The entire VOD to YouTube with the same thumbnail, the same title, so that they could cannibalize traffic from the original video.
So
here's
sue
what
them.
Lamino had to say about this phenomenon.
Listen to this. Sue them, Ethan. Is this video about them? I hope that this is a video about how you're going to sue Asmongold, Hassan Piker, and XQC. Three streamers that actually have bank accounts to put up with your stupid bullshit. I'm curious to see if this is what this video is going to pan out to be. I doubt it. If you haven't seen it, maybe you'll be surprised. Maybe he'll do that. That would be actually revolutionary. If Ethan actually felt strongly about this topic, those would be the 3 people that he would go after, in my opinion, allegedly. You know, because those are going to be the only ones that are going to set a precedent for anyone else. If you could take down the likes of Asmongold, XQC, and the big kahuna, Hassan Piker, streaming's hottest fucking Turk. If you could take down those 3, I mean, you could do anything as far as it goes with the streamers. Those are the biggest fish. Those are the biggest fish. So, Ethan, I hope that's what this video is about. I hope that we're suing those 3, because that would make waves. Now, listen, Ethan wants to take the words of this fucking guy. What was his name? Like Limericks or something like that? Wait until you hear. He's like, this is what this guy had to say about the free use and people stealing his work.
It's traffic from the original video. Here's what Lamino had to say about this phenomenon.
Lamino, listen to 3 seconds of this guy's voice and tell me that this is who you care. Why would we care about anything this guy has to say?
I don't mind people reacting to my videos, but I do mind when—
Shut the fuck up, okay? Lamino, you're fucking gay, okay? We don't want to hear it. You're washed up, Lamino. I don't want to hear about your stupid bullshit. I want to hear about Ethan's master plan, okay? I hear there's some nerdy Brit talking is not going to solidify your point, okay? That I hate when they do that. When I'm sitting here trying to make points, I don't bring up other creators and go, you see, this guy said the same thing, so obviously so my point is right. That doesn't make your point right. It makes you look like a bitch because you need somebody else to qualify the things that you're saying. And allegedly, in my opinion. So now let's listen to Ethan's master plan. It's going to be rich because this guy apparently really, really thought this shit through. And this plan, when you hear it in its entirety, like when you actually put it all together, it's fucking genius. I'm not going to lie. Like, it takes a very strong-willed Jew to come up with a lawsuit formulated like this one is. This one took a lot of planning. He had a lot of pieces in different states working on this over here, getting this taken care of, filing paperwork over here. This guy legitimately orchestrated all of this shit for like months before actually pulling through with this. And when you hear it all, it's going to sound genius until I blow it up and I tell you why. He actually failed. He failed hard. Listen to this.
And worse, you have people like Hassan Piker paving the way of fair use with what's known as chair reacts, when Hassan gets up to go to the bathroom or to eat or to talk to his mom or to do whatever, disappears for an extended period of time and leaves the video playing for his chair. Mr. Chair, they call it.
IDF had warned people to leave the area.
I like that jump cut. Look at that. He goes, for his chair. And then the camera cuts and he goes, Mr. Chair. Like, how long did it take you to come up with Mr. Chair? To come up with that joke? That you had to cut the camera. There was that much dead time before? You had to actually cut the dead air out before you came up with Mr. fucking Chair? That's it? Okay.
His mom or to do whatever, disappears for an extended period of time and leaves the video playing for his chair. Mr. Chair, they call it.
IDF had warned.
Okay, let me full screen this. Watch all these chair reactions. This is wild. This is a point I actually will give Ethan. Hassan, will be on stream for 8 hours. Maybe an hour and a half of them, he has eyes actually locked to the goddamn screen. This guy will go out to a fucking restaurant and leave the stream playing. Everyone's donating to him. Comes back 4 hours later, has no fucking idea what's going on. Then he goes on CNN and he's like, I'm the matter subject expert on this whole entire thing. I know in the ins and outs of the entire conflict. Why do I know? Because my chair knows. And me and my chair have a very, very good relationship. Now, Ethan, let's watch all these chair reactions for this is crazy.
People to leave the area around the main airport in Sana. Then this.
I gotta pee.
Do not This operation will result in killing hostages in captivity.
Look at all those. That's a lot, bro. That's a lot of chair reactions. This guy's getting up like that. A lot. And Ethan's going like, this isn't fair. Here's the thing, though. In my opinion, allegedly, if I get up, like if I get up in the middle of reacting to something, that's free use. I mean, how long were we watching this video? In the beginning of it, how long was I playing it without saying anything? It'd be a shame, right, if I had to actually listen to what was being played so that I could formulate like an opinion, right, or like a reaction. It'd be crazy, right, if I did that. I don't know. Just a thought. I feel like if I want, I could play the Avengers on this screen on loop, stream it for 12 hours. I could be in a different state. To me, that's fair use. I'm sorry. That's fair use. Because fuck Marvel. You already made all your money in the theater, right? You squeezed it out of all of us with the merch and the video games and the Netflix series and all. You got it all. You did it. You won, okay? Now I'm streaming it all day on repeat so that I could get my followers up, bitch. What are you sweating over?
We're competition. Well, I've been thinking
And it was in this setting that I formulated an idea.
Ooh.
What if I could make a long-form, irresistible piece of content that I knew that these streamers couldn't resist? They couldn't avoid the temptation of watching it the second it was published.
I love that. I love this. I love this, Ethan. I love this scheming, conniving Ethan. That he's so moral. He's like, bro, I'm setting precedents on you. I'm like the moral guy. Like number 6 podcast on YouTube. We're like fucking, we're all for women and peace and love and shit over here. Meanwhile, he's at home. He's like, how can we sue every single fucking person? He's got like a team of lawyers. He goes, I'm going to make this video. We got to come up with a whole plan so I can sue people. For what? Oh, wait, I forgot. He's about to explain. Let's listen to his plan. Sorry about that. He goes, I wanted to create a piece of content that was so irresistible. No matter what, it was so irresistible. These creators had to watch it the minute that it was published. Now, pay attention to that, right? Notice that. He's bitching about fair use. He's using words like published. When do you hear YouTubers ever say that? When have you ever heard PewDiePie say, I just published a new YouTube video? When have you ever heard that? You haven't. It does. Nobody that's uploading YouTube videos to YouTube is saying that they published them. Ethan's being very careful about the words that he's choosing when he's about to explain this plan to us. Why is he being careful? Because this guy practically has like a secondary law degree. He wasn't you thought it was a joke of him going like, join me in my favorite pastime as I create generational wealth for my lawyers. It's not a joke. This guy is like, he's constantly having to fucking go back and forth with his lawyers. He's paid their kids' college funds 3 times over. Because everybody is suing Ethan for all sorts of dumb shit. Now Ethan is finally going to be on the opposite side of that coin. You know he's actually never sued anybody before? He's only been sued. This is going to be his first time. He made all those threats to fucking Bad Empanada and shit. Never went through with them. Now he's actually going to go through with this. And you got to pay attention. He's bitching about fair use. He's using words like published. This guy knows what he's talking about. Practically got a crash course on law. Pro bono from his lawyer. As many conversations that they had with each other. Why is he using words like published? Why?
Irresistible piece of content that I knew that these streamers couldn't resist. They couldn't avoid the temptation of watching it the second it was published.
I don't have an issue with them.
It's not that I wanted these people to steal my video. It's that I knew they would. I knew they would watch the entire video, add little to no commentary, react to it instantly.
Look at this. He knew they would watch that. And again, choosing his words very carefully. Stealing. They stole the video. I didn't know that you could steal a video that was publicly published on YouTube. I had no idea that that was possible. Am I stealing by doing this? Is this me stealing the content because I'm reacting to it? I could watch this whole video and not say a fucking peep and just make facial expressions. It's still fair use. Why? I'm reacting to it. I don't have to say anything. The set is different. Your shit is on a tiny screen in the corner of my goddamn shot. I could sit here in silence. You can't do shit about it. And this guy, I'm going to ruin it for you guys. It's these three. He wants to sue these three bitches. What is this? Casey Tron, Frogan, and Denims. I'd wear those jeans, right? I'd wear those fucking jeans. No, I'm kidding. So he wants to sue these three hoes. Now, notice, all three of them small creators. You might not have even known who I was just talking about when I named these three chicks. You might not have even known, okay? All three small creators, all three women, all three lacking the bank accounts to actually do something about this. Isn't that some shit? Very nice. But in the beginning of this video, Ethan's talking about XQC, Hassan Piker, Asmon Gold, doing the same shit, reacting to content without offering much commentary. Why are we not suing those guys? Why are we not suing them? It's because they would actually be able to defend themselves. The second Ethan brought a fucking lawsuit to any of those guys, you're served. They go, okay, now you're served. It would take less than a day for them to get a legal team and file paperwork back on Ethan. It would take all three of those creators less than a day to do it. That's the only reason why he doesn't want to do this. Ethan wants to do the embarrassing. He doesn't want to be embarrassed. And if he tried to sue any of those three, that's what would happen, because he'd get caught in years and years of fucking law, going to court, paying his lawyers, doing all this shit, because those guys would be able to take that. He wants to sue these three because he knows that the second all three of them get lawyer bills, they're going to be begging to settle. And he's going to take that and go, look at how I embarrassed these three. Look at how I embarrassed these three poor defenseless women. One of she's got medical issues. She's on medical marijuana. Okay? This bitch like suffers from anxiety, Ethan. You're gonna fuck her shit up like that? You know how much weed she's gonna have to smoke to get over this?
Giving them no time to form an opinion. The trap was set, and it worked even better than I imagined it would. We captured pretty much every large streamer reacting to it in its entirety immediately after it was published.
Okay, so you're going to sue all of them, right? Hold up. You caught all of them. You caught all the biggest ones watching it, right? You're going to sue them, right, Ethan?
Now, the thing is, there were a few people that went above and beyond to commit copyright infringement. For example, Denim sits here silently.
That's the catch. Okay. You caught all of the biggest streamers watching it, but only the smallest three with the smallest bank accounts, they were the only ones that went above and beyond
to commit copyright infringement. For example, Denim sits here silently with nearly 50,000 live viewers. That's 30 times her regular viewership. She's working directly with the Snark subreddit moderators to siphon views, and their intentions couldn't be clearer. Here's an excerpt from a stickied post from the Snark subreddit. Hey everyone, we've seen a lot of comments about wanting to watch the nuke without showing support for H3. Here's a list of creators who've supported our sub, either by engaging with us directly or citing our post in their critique of H3. Here they're offering these streamers as market substitutes for my work. This is the cardinal sin of copyright infringement. The Snark subreddit.
How long have we been watching this without saying anything? 10, 15 minutes? We've been watching this without saying anything? Just like I said earlier, it'd be a shame if I had to listen to the fucking video, right? To come up with anything to say back about it, right? You're supposed to do the commentary while the video is playing, so that so that the audience can't fucking decipher anything, because two people are talking essentially at that point. Is that how we're supposed to do commentary now? And this whole market substitute thing is total dog shit. If that was the case, if that was the argument that you wanted to make, Anytime any of those big streamers that you mentioned watched anything, that would be considered a market substitute. Hassan Piker has 30,000 to 50,000 people watching his streams at once. Asmongold, between 30,000 to 100,000 people watching his streams at once. XQC, same shit. Anytime any of those guys watch something, you're going to get between 30,000 to 100,000 people watching it. That would be considered a market substitute by Ethan's standards. If any of them watched anything. And guess what? Here's the kicker. Ethan falls in that same category. Anything Ethan would watch would be considered a market substitute because Ethan has just as many people watching him live as all of these other people do. And Ethan's going live multiple times a week. And Ethan has a tiered membership where he's also reacting to stuff. Just because they went, hey, fuck Ethan Klein, we don't like him, watch it here and not there. Okay, they said it. Or they said the part that we were all thinking. Sorry that they said it out loud. So now all of a sudden you want to make this fucking temper tantrum bullshit lawsuit on this? Sue the big guys. Sue the big guys. You want to make big waves? Sue the big guys.
Reddit has been a frequent and persistent infringer. That's how I knew when this video came out, the snarkers were going to encourage, promote, and push streamers to commit copyright infringement. I should thank the snarkers, actually. Because of their predictability, they acted like double agents for us, incriminating their favorite streamers and serving them up on a golden platter. So, thank you, Snark. It's one thing for a subreddit to admit it's engaging in copyright infringement, but how do you get the streamers themselves to admit that they're stealing content?
Well, guys, if you enjoyed not giving any views to that terrible video, follow, subscribe, throw a prime. If you like the content, if you enjoyed your time here.
It turns out they
just
do it for
that's
you.
That's okay. She's asking her loyal followers to throw her some shekels. What's so bad about that? You can't beg. You can't beg anymore on Twitch. Is that so illegal? You know, it's funny. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, so Ethan could be right. Doesn't make him any less of a bitch for wanting to sue these creators over this dumb shit, right? And he's sitting there bringing up this point. She's monetizing it. She's getting people to watch with me, and she's monetizing it. That's going to be the point he makes. Anytime I've ever watched the H3 show, there's always breaks in between segments. Dan has to sit there and read the super chats, right? These are when the fans, they pay money to chat and say something, right? Now, if I was watching a show, I like the host of the show, I'm obsessed with the show, right? I throw money at that bitch. I want the host to read the super chat. That's who I want to read the super chat. No, it doesn't happen like that. So Ethan can beg for super chats and not even read them himself. And he wants to sit there and make, this girl is saying, hey, if you liked what you saw, donate. And that's that big of a deal. Ethan will be in the bathroom for 45 minutes. Dan will be reading super chats. And 90% of the super chats are all for Ethan. Dan has to read it. Imagine how disappointing that would be. I would be so disappointed by that. If I was a fan and I go, oh, I'm going to throw my last $50. Hopefully Ethan says happy birthday to me. Nobody said happy birthday to me at all today. Hopefully I can get my favorite YouTuber, Ethan Klein, host of the H3 show, to say happy birthday to me. He's in the shitter. He's in the shitter. Your super chat doesn't get read for an hour later. And then when it does get read, Ethan's in the bathroom. That's pretty sweet, though. You know, so you can ask for money and do that stupid shit. She can't ask for money. The fact that she said fuck you before asking for money, it's not cool. So anytime, hey, guys, if you like this episode, make sure you donate to the channel. Fuck Ethan Klein. Okay, now we can expect a lawsuit after that.
You couldn't cook up a more incriminating statement if you tried. Denim's the queen of self-owning. You prevail again. There's one thing about copyright you should know is that you got to register it before you publish to be eligible for statutory damages and attorney's fees, which is the main biting force of a copyright infringement lawsuit. Well, I'm happy to tell you guys now. I, Ethan Klein, have registered Hassan Piker Content Nuke with the United States Library of Congress. Some of you guys out there sweating?
Ethan Klein, dude. That's about the most Jewish shit I've ever heard. Ethan was chomping at the bit to sue these people, these 3 small creators, bro. All women, by the way. This is Mr. Believe All Women. This is Mr. Women are the best. We can't do anything to hurt these women. You know? This is Mr. Liberal fucking leftist connoisseur over here, and he's going to take these 3 girls out like that. Throw them into financial ruin like that over this. Even went as far as to fucking register his YouTube video with the copyright. Okay. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. You're taking a lot of steps for this, my friend. I'm telling you, when I throw my hypothesis on this whole thing, it's going to shed a lot of light on some things for you, I promise.
Even though theoretically I could sue a lot more creators and rake in millions of dollars, but the purpose of this is not financial gain. People like XQC and Asmongold may have watched the entire thing, but I would never sue them just for doing that. I don't want to chill the reaction community into fear. Actually, the opposite. I hope that we can all unite against this type of egregious behavior that not only makes us all look bad, but could destroy the commentary community as we know it.
Okay. That's not how that works. You're making all of these reaction fucking people look bad by doing this. You think that you're going to be like saving the commentary YouTube community and streaming community by doing this? These are 3 people nobody cares about. You're not going to make a single wave by this. Every single person that takes this in is going to look at you like the asshole for doing this. You could be 1,000% right. And the reason why everyone's going to look at you like you're the asshole is because you're in a position to where you shouldn't even be worrying about these people. They're not in a position to defend themselves. So you look like a bully. You look like you're intentionally going out of your way to bully these 3 smaller creators, no matter how much they hate you. The public is never going to see it that way. They're never going to see it that way. The only people that are going to see it even remotely close to Ethan's perspective are his brainwashed fans. You know, all those fat 16-year-old girls that I told you about with blue hair? Them. The ones that you see at the fucking protests in, like, Stockton University and shit. Those are going to be the only people that care about this. That's it. This is not going to make a single wave in the way that he thinks. And you're hearing it right from his mouth. I'm not going to sue people like XQC or Asmongold. He tries to paint it in this way where he goes, we're going to save this community. That's why I'm not suing them. That's not it. He's not suing both of those people because they would fucking ruin his day. He'd be stuck suing them because, again, they actually have the money to defend themselves.
Well, guys, if you enjoyed not giving any views to that terrible video, follow, subscribe.
He has the words literal theft on the screen when she's saying that. Again, the video is free. It's public on YouTube. It's not even on his members section of his channel. That's how free the video was. Anyone could watch it at any time.
On Twitch is so broken, these creators feel comfortable looking right into a camera and saying outright, hey, I'm stealing this guy's content. Pay me instead of him. This is not a healthy environment. And with people like Hassan reacting to entire TV shows on stream, my fear is that Sony or Disney comes along, sues everybody, and sets a devastating precedent that could endanger our entire field. Now,
No, that's just you, your lawyer. I could legitimately picture Ethan sitting down with his lawyer and asking him, like, how could I paint this in the best light that I possibly can to make it seem like I'm not just picking on these 3 girls? And what would be my excuse for not suing the bigger creators? And that's probably his lawyer typed that into ChatGPT and was like, oh, why don't you talk about the potentials of like a bigger company suing everybody? If that was the case, that would have happened by now. Promise, okay? If that was the case, they wouldn't wait for someone like you to shed light. Disney's not sitting around in their offices going, man, we're really worried about copyright, but we're powerless. We can't do anything about it. And then some other Disney exec comes in and goes, have you guys seen the news? Ethan Klein from the H3 show is finally doing something about it. We should praise this. They would have done something about it if they wanted to. They're well aware of it, and it would have happened. Okay, so it's a bullshit. It's a bullshit excuse. And finally, I will give you my hypothesis as to what is really happening here. Ethan didn't go out of his way to try to sue these 3 smaller creators. That was not Ethan's initial plan. No matter how much, if you want to believe that, you're more than welcome to. I choose not to. This is what I think happened. You remember after this content nuke came out? I'm going to actually spark up a jet because this is good. Listen, I'm not a big conspiracy guy, but if I was ever going to believe in one, this H3 conspiracy is pretty goddamn good. So let's spark up a little bit of a J and get into this. Hold on. Have one with me, please. So this is what I think actually happened with this whole lawsuit thing. You remember when the content nuke first came out? Ethan was very adamant about getting Hassan to watch it. It was actually starting to get weird how much he was bringing it up. Like, he just won't watch it. Why won't he watch it on stream? Oh, he won't even watch the video. And every single time Ethan brought it up, he would say the words on stream. Like, it wasn't even like Ethan just wanted Hassan to watch it, period. It was always, why is he not watching it on stream? Why won't he react to it? Even when Ethan finally got Hassan to call into the show and debate him, Ethan constantly kept bringing that point up. Why don't you just watch the nuke then? If you're so worried about it, why don't you just watch the nuke? You don't even know the points that I'm bringing up. You haven't watched the nuke. Watch the nuke. And he would bitch about this constantly. Why? Because it was always Ethan's plan to sue Hassan after watching the video. Ethan just wanted to take down one big fish. Like, Ethan, it probably shook Ethan up a little bit because, again, like I said earlier, Hassan does have the bank account to defend himself. But Ethan would be able to handle just one. He can't sue Hassan, Asmongold, and XQC. That's too much for his bank account. Those guys would cost a fortune. But if it was just a battle with Hassan, somebody that Ethan already has such a personal vendetta against, I think Ethan's willing to brunt the fucking cost of that battle, right? And I feel in my heart that was always his plan. He went through this whole big scheme with his lawyers and said, hey, man, what can we do? Let's think of something really good and foolproof. Let's cover all the bases, dot all the T's, cross all the I's, and get this fucking Hassan guy once and for all. Why don't you come up with something there, Mr. Lawyer Jew? Excuse me, I gotta take a rip, man. This is getting good. So that's what I think. And Ethan's lawyer came back with a foolproof plan. We'll register the video for copyright. It'll be an actual published work, registered with the government. And that way, anyone that watches it, you would have legal grounds to sue if they didn't follow the copyright and fair use laws down to the fucking T. Any little mistake, and you got him by the balls, Ethan. I think that we can finally get Hassan with this plan. Don't you? And it blows up in Ethan's face. He releases the nuke, and Hassan wants nothing to do with it. Why? I don't necessarily respect Hassan a whole lot. I respect him a little more than Ethan because Hassan, like, legitimately was trying to play, like, the mature card. And he was like, I just don't care. Like, this guy is losing his mind over. He's, like, obsessed with me. I'm not going to watch it. He's obsessed with me. Fuck him. You know? Or maybe Hassan did actually have it in his head that Ethan might do something like this. They had a show for a really long time together, or not a really long time, but they knew each other enough to where Hassan might know this kind of shit about Ethan. Who knows? I'm not sure. So Hassan never watched it, and Ethan's whole plan starts backfiring in his fucking face. And that's why he was so adamant about getting Hassan to watch it and bitching about it constantly on his show and constantly calling out Hassan on Instagram stories and the whole nine for not watching it. I think Hassan, in the end, caved in and watched like half of it. Probably not enough for Ethan to actually take him to court for that, right? So now what's Ethan do? He spent all this money. He went through all this planning with his lawyers, and now he can't take down the one person that this whole plan was even formulated for. So Ethan has no idea what to do, and his lawyer comes up with a nice little idea. He goes, hey, man, let's not waste all of the money. Let's at least get one, like a couple of these guys, you know? And Ethan goes, okay, fine. We'll take down these three. The easiest ones on the list. Why is that? Why is that? To me, it's a little bit shisty, my friend. You're going to sit there and fucking take down these small fish like that. That's a little bit shisty. But I honestly feel that this whole thing was formulated for Hassan. And that because of the fact that Hassan didn't watch it, Ethan had no choice but to sue one of the smaller fries. One of the smaller fish, you know? Because he didn't want to he didn't want to waste all that money, you know? You know how these Jews are. They can't waste money like that. Ethan needs to make sure every cent is accounted for, all right? Now watch this. We're going to get into a little bit of we're going to end this What's Eating Ethan Klein segment on this one time code. This is good old Love, man. I didn't know this about Love, and you guys know how much I dislike this fucking weird Swede, bro. I can't stand Love. And when I found out this about him, I mean, I've never felt so fucking seen in my entire life. I saw this and I was like, I knew I was right. Because this guy does he does probably the pieciest of shit thing that you could potentially do to anyone, right? Listen to this. Ethan orders everyone food, right? Every now and then he goes, hey guys, lunch is on me. Get whatever you want. Dude, every time Ethan does that, Love gets as much food as possible. He wants to get Ethan to like do his grocery shopping. If they get tacos, Love gets a fucking family pack. He freezes them and starts eating them throughout the week. He's an over-orderer. You guys ever meet someone like this? These over-orderers, you know? You got to be careful with these type of people. You're in a room with some people. You want to be nice. You go, hey, everyone, lunch is on me. Just get whatever. Now, when people say this, you know, they go, yeah, get whatever. They don't expect you to get the most expensive thing on the menu. You know, you cannot do that. If someone's being nice, you get a cheap to moderately priced item off of the menu. That's what you do. You get like a burger, a sandwich, you know, some fries and a drink. You can get a whole meal. We are trying to be nice about this. You can get a whole meal. It's fine. But you can't get a T-bone steak dinner. You know, I'm not, what are we, crazy here? This Love, he takes none of that into consideration. As soon as somebody says, hey, man, don't worry, I'm flipping the bill, Love in his mind, a switch goes off. He starts immediately contemplating getting the most expensive shit or getting as much of it as he possibly can. Listen to this. Listen to it for yourself.
I can really treat us too is we've talked yesterday about how expensive Taco Bell's gotten. And me being your great benefactor and here being about the people, I will spring today for this ultimate luxury food, Taco Bell.
I just stick to boba probably.
You ate? Did you just eat?
Yeah, I just ate.
Yeah, we just ate. I saw him bring bags as soon as we
yeah. Well, how about this? You can get some tacos and freeze them.
That's a good.
That's your shit, right?
Yeah.
Look at that. Ethan. Dude, I wish I worked for a guy like Ethan. Ethan's going to order everyone Taco Bell, but Love is like, Ethan like sucks Love's dick or something. I don't know what's going on between those two. He steals Love's like facial mannerisms and shit like that. It's like him and Love got something going on. So Ethan hears, he just ate. He doesn't want any of the Taco Bell. Ethan, being the nicest man in LA, he says, all right, I'll let you get a couple tacos and you can freeze them, man. That way, when you are hungry later, you just thaw them bitches out and you're good to go, my friend. That's class. That is class, bro. That's classy move. right there coming from a guy like Ethan. This guy is going to sue everyone. And he's still nice enough to do something like that for love. Now, listen, this is where Ethan brings up. He goes, you can't take advantage of me, though, man. Watch this.
How about this? You can get some
guys need
tacos
to
and
sync
freeze
up.
them.
That's a good.
That's your shit, right?
Yeah. If you get the
Max of 3 though, love. Don't fuck me.
oh, come on, man.
Love is getting like the family pack of 20 tacos. I'm like, bro, I said I'm buying you lunch, not feeding you for the month.
I don't go for the family packs. I go for the catering pack.
He goes for the fucking what? What the fuck? Dude, this guy. I'm telling you, man. This guy is the worst. It's like, dude, if I rolled up on a suicide like crime scene or whatever you want to call that, and instead of a note, it was just this picture right here, I'd pick it up. I go, I get it. I know exactly why. We don't even have to investigate. This person was clearly going through something that they couldn't handle, and it's just a picture of Love's face. That's the whole reason that somebody offed themselves. You go to a cult. Everybody did group suicide. It's all pictures of Love hanging around that place. They go, we're all trying to get away from him. That's the whole point. This guy doesn't even do the family pack. And Ethan was like genuinely sincere. Like, watch Ethan's face when he goes, don't fuck me this time though, man. Like, seriously, it's like you get like the family pack, right? And I'm buying you lunch. I'm not feeding you for the month. This is crazy. And then Love corrects him and says, no, family pack, you're crazy. I go for the catering. I get the whole fucking catering tin whenever you do this. That's the reason why our food expenses are so high.
If you get the
Max of 3 though, love. Don't fuck me.
oh, come on.
Look at how sincere he is. Ethan's like genuine here. He's like, I'm serious, man. Like, I know I make a lot of money and stuff, but at this point, you're kind of just like taking advantage of our friendship and shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of not cool, bro.
If you get the
Max of 3 though, love. Don't fuck me.
oh, come on, man.
Love is getting like the family pack of 20 tacos. I'm like, bro, I said I'm buying you lunch, not feeding you for the month.
I don't go for the family packs. I go for the catering packs.
Please stay away from the catering packs.
Damn.
Yeah, please. We're not catering today, okay?
No shame in this guy's fucking game, dude. Let's give it up for good old Love. The pieciest of shit out of the H3 crew. Gotta love that good old Love. So what should we dive into next? We have some finger on the pulse. We have Louis J. Gomez and Big Gay Okerson on JRE. And David Lucas and some white bitch on Kill Tony. What do you say? Let's knock out some finger on the pulse real quick. You know, I'm all smoked up, man. We could get into some fucking ridiculous stuff here real fast. This one's a little bit of a doozy, okay? I hate to do this to you, but I had to bring this up, man. This is Will Smith, right? Will Smith just came out with like a new rap song. Apparently in the past like year, this guy's like trying to come out with like a whole new rap album or something like that. I don't know where this is coming from. And now he curses. You guys, I don't know if you knew, but like when Will Smith was rapping back in the day, he had like a successful rap career. He never cursed, not once. He was always very clean. He made a very big point. He didn't want to curse to be successful. He wanted everyone to be able to enjoy his art. And he did it. He fucking did it, okay? Now he's trying to rekindle this at 50, what is he, like 59 or something like that? On top of you being old as hell, you smacked the ever-loving dog shit out of Chris Rock like the shit was sweet. Like we were all going to react to it. Like it was the coolest thing since sliced bread, right? He like legitimately like popped his fucking lapels on his suit jacket when he was walking off stage and shit. Like he just got done shooting a GQ ad or something. And as if everyone was going to be like, fuck yeah, dude, fuck Chris Rock. Like we all hate him. We all love Chris Rock, all right? We hate you now. So this guy, he's already publicly defamed himself. His wife got him live on air talking about how she fucked his son's best friend while they've been married together. They got caught in an entanglement, okay? It was an entanglement, Will. It was nothing crazy. I just fucked him a couple times. It was an entanglement. Okay? You gotta watch out for those entanglements. So you got cucked. You slapped the shit out of Chris Rock, thinking that we were all gonna love it. We hated it. You haven't been in a banger film since. Nobody wants to fuck with you. And now you think that because you're willing to curse in your raps, that all of a sudden we're just gonna hop back on the train? Like, this is actually ridiculous. Now, we gotta watch what we play here, because this is probably owned by like WME, right? Or WMG, Warner Music Group. And they are quick to, I don't care about not making the money on the video. Like, I'm making like fucking $10 an episode. This is like, I don't want the episode to get taken down, right? So I just want to catch it at the chorus. You got to listen to this chorus. This shit sucks, bro.
Spend it on you and your best.
Hold up. Let's go a little bit further. Just the chorus.
Girls. I like pretty girls.
That's the chorus. I like pretty girls. I like pretty girls. He just repeats it over and over. Like, dude, bro, this is not 1992. Like, we're not saying like simplistic shit like that. You gotta come up with like metaphors. You gotta be clever with your shit. And at the very least, it's gotta have a banging ass beat. This shit is like some boom bap. And coming from the, look at this dude. This the hottest DJ in fucking Wakanda over here. And this is the fucking shit that you're coming at us with. In 2025, you're doing this. In 2025, you're hitting us with some Black Panther DJ. And this dude looks African as fuck. This is not an African American. This is an actual African, okay? This is not, Will Smith is an African American. You see the difference? You see the difference? This is what American-born black people look like. This is Wakanda forever, my friend. This is that shit. Okay? So this is his DJ. Listen to this.
I like pretty girl.
And that's the beat. Da boom, boom, boom. Da boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. And he's, I like pretty girls. This is bullshit, bro. Whatever this is, burn it all. And you know, this is the best part about this. I like watching this. He has like all these people here. None of them give a fuck. None of them give a shit that he's here. Watch this.
When you're twin on your jet ski, I'll change your life if you let.
Look at this. Howie Mandel in the background. Howie Mandel's in the background. He don't even fucking care. Look at Howie over here.
You and your twin on your jet ski.
Where's Howie at? Look at Howie Mandel back here. If you can't get Howie Mandel to bop to it, it's over. I'm sorry. Howie Mandel will bop to anything. You ever listen to the band that Howie has at his podcast? Every time there's a guest that comes in, Howie fucking throws them completely off access by having the band play like a custom written song for them. Now, you know how these custom written songs go. They're never good. Like, they always just rhyme some stupid shit together because the band doesn't know half these people, so it's not like they could come up with anything of substance, right? So it's always the most awkward shit, you know? Shia LaBeouf comes in, the band's like a boom, Shia LaBeouf, he's a black dude, and he's 6 foot tall, and he has no facial hair at all, he's Shia LaBeouf, and then Shia LaBeouf walks in, he's white, he has a full beard, and he's like 5'9". They got everything wrong about him. It shakes the guest completely up, and I still can't tell if Howie does it on purpose or not, but Howie's loving every second. He's bopping the shit the whole night. If you can't get Howie Mandel to bop, this ain't it, Will. All this huge crowd here, it's all like, these are all like fucking extras or something.
Change your life if you let me, girls. I like pretty girls.
And the DJ not doing anything. The DJ not doing anything. Even Linkin Park's DJ pretended to do something, bro. You have to do better. You have to do better. That's what Joey Swole would say. Good old Joey Swole is give it up for Will Smith, bro. I just had to show that to you guys. It tickles me that, like, when these celebrities that are like that, like Will Smith, think about it. Will Smith has been on top for a long fucking time. You know, A-list celebrity for like majority of his life. That's saying a lot. You got to think about that. That will warp your mind. If you're like famous and everybody's saying yes to you, like more years in your life than they have not been doing that, that'll fuck you up a little bit. It'll put you in this like mindset where you think like anything you do is going to be hot. No. You get stuck in that bubble, that yes man bubble, and you start losing touch with what's actually jiving with like the real people in the world. You know, the people outside of that bubble. You know, it's kind of fucked up. And you think I think these rappers, like, honest to God, if it was me, I'd lock them all up. Lock every single rapper that you know, all of them, just lock them all up. And it's nothing to do black, white, Chinese. The rapper could be from fucking Malaysia, bro. Lock them up. If you're rhyming a 4x4 beat with some bars on it, it's straight to jail. Because these guys, I'm telling you, these guys are losing their fucking minds. They're doing whatever they want. They think they can get away with nowadays. Anything. Will Smith thinks he can shut down 4 blocks of fucking Queens just to rhyme some I like pretty girls bullshit. No, we don't want to hear that. Like, be real here. Be real with yourself here. We don't want to hear that. You cannot just do this and fuck all of our days up like this. Okay? And then I'm scrolling through online. I come on this shit and I see Kodak Black wiping his boogers all over people in the goddamn club. Watch this. Look at this guy. Picking his nose. Dude, I'm telling you, Kodak Black, he's knuckle deep. He's knuckle deep right now. I don't want to gross anyone out, but he's really far up there, bro. I'm talking far up there. This guy is, I'm legitimately worried that he's going to pull his hand away from his face and he's not going to have his pinky. It's going to be stuck in his fucking face. It's going to be stuck halfway up his nose. I'm legitimate. That's how bad he's picking his shit right now. In the club. And this isn't like, if you're just listening, this isn't somebody catching footage of him like just mingled into the crowd like on the dance floor. Or like Kodak Black isn't even like literally speaking, he's not even on the same level as everybody else. He's like standing on a platform above everyone. So it's easy to notice him. It's not like he's mixed in and someone caught him trying to be slick here. He's legitimate. This is what I'm saying. These guys think they could do whatever the fuck they want. If I was president, forget deportations. I'm locking up as many rappers as I possibly can in that fiscal year. Eminem, jail. If Mac Miller was still alive, jail. Anyone who raps like Mac Miller, jail. Jelly Roll, jail. That he's not even a rapper. I just fucking hate him. Send him away. All of these guys, bro. You cannot do this. Look at this. Look at this is so fucked up. And here's the thing. Look, you paying attention to this, right? Look at this. Let's see if I could get a zoom. Look at that. It's not only is he wiping his nose, his boogers all over this poor white woman. Look at this poor white woman. She has no idea that this just happened. She's on cloud 9 because she thinks in her head, she goes, Kodak Black is rubbing the top of my head right now. Like, I could die. You know what I mean? Like, that's legitimately the thought going through this girl's head. She's like, I could seriously die right now. Kodak Black is rubbing the top of my head. I could die. That's how they do that. They go, I could die. She's on another planet right now. She's so excited. Meanwhile, Kodak Black is not only trying to feed his boogers to a different woman who just witnessed this whole thing go down. He's drinking out of a fucking bathtub. This guy's legit. His drink is a mini bathtub. And I'm not gonna lie, that's some pimp shit. If I still drank, I could only pray that every place I drank at, I could drink out of a mini bathtub like that. I would do it everywhere I went. That's how big of a sucker I am for like weird novelty shit like that. Like I would be that fucking weirdo, that homo, if you will, sitting in a bar drinking like Bud Light out of a pimp cup. I would do that. I would legitimately do that. I'm not fucking with you. So like seeing him drink out of a bathtub, it kind of saves him a couple points. And not enough. You can't keep doing this, man. Look at this. She has no idea. She has no idea, this poor woman. Give it up for Kodak Black. That motherfucker slick as hell, bro. If you getting away with it like that, that's the kind of shit that I'm saying. This is like that Breaking Bad meme where fucking Jesse Pinkman's character is like, he can't keep getting away with this, and he's like crying. It's like that's how I feel about Kodak Black. Wiping his boogers on bitches in the club. I'm like, he can't keep getting away with this. Ah. And then look, here's another little demon right here. Watch this. This I had to show you because like this is like an actual aftermath type situation here. I wanted to show you this time code. You know, remember how we've been talking a lot of shit about Dave the past couple weeks? You know, he had that little blowout with his employee, Kirk Moynihan. And then right after the blowout, Dave outs Kirk for doing the same thing as him, right? They're all talking to each other like they're fucking pieces of shit over there at Barstool. Imagine working in a company like that, where like your boss can just walk into work and go, you work for me, you little bitch. Why don't you shut the fuck up? And then you have to swallow that, right? And then all your other employees have to worry about you taking that out on them the following week. Isn't that some shit? Imagine that. And then, not only that, you're getting paid 500 G's a year to do it, my friend.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Hey, shit is nice over there at Barstool. Hey, couple of slices of pizza. You could talk to me like that for 500 grand. Bullshit. Look, if I had the capacity to make 500 grand, I already know my worth. You can't talk to me like that. I'll make the 500 grand somewhere else. Trust me. All right? We don't need Barstool. If you can get to that point, you can do it again, my friend. Trust me. You just don't have the balls because you're a spineless bitch. That's me talking to Moynihan. Kirk Moynihan. But now this is the aftermath of these types of situations. This is what you get when you have that kind of culture breeded throughout your company like that. This is what the result of that is. Watch how pussy and timid these Barstool employees are around Dave now. All of them are worried about getting their contracts thrown in their faces at any moment. They do something wrong. Watch this shit.
I'm a cone guy. Waffle or cake? We have waffle. Waffle. Wait. I'm more confused by that too. There's a waffle.
Look at this. These employees are bending over back. Look, so the whole thing here. Look, the whole thing here is Barstool Chicago just got a new ice cream machine. They got an industrial strength ice cream machine. It makes ice cream at an industrial strength. Okay? That's what it does. With Chicago. So Dave is now these guys, instead of just being like, there's the machine, fuck off, figure it out, like anyone else would. If that was Big Cat wouldn't be worrying about Dave's ice cream cone. Big Cat would say, hey, there's the machine. Good luck. I'll see you later, Dave. I'll be in my office if you need me. That's what I would do. You're a grown-ass man. You can't figure out an ice cream machine? These employees, they're nobody. They see Dave, they go, whoa, 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 whoa. We got to suck this guy's dick. Or else he's going to throw our contracts in our face. We could potentially be out of a job by next month. So now they want to get the ice. They want to show Dave the ice cream cone machine, right? Here's the thing. Dave likes the sugar cone. All these assholes got are regular cones and waffle. And Davey no likey. Now, this is going to cause a little bit of an awkward tension between all these guys. Watch this.
Okay, yeah, it's a big miss not having sugar cones.
Sorry, Dave. We'll have sugar cones for you next time.
Okay.
Look at that. Big miss not having sugar cones. The fucking, the depression that this guy is going to go through off of this. This kid.
Sorry, Dave.
Look at him. I'm sorry, Dave. This kid's going to be depressed for the next 3 months off of this. All because they forgot to get the sugar cones. You know? Dave's like, what kind of fucking ice cream place don't got sugar cones? You know what's funny is, like, sugar cones aren't standard at an ice cream joint. They make them, yeah, but usually you got to ask for it. You know? You got to go, hey, I see waffle, I see regular. You guys got sugar cones back there? 9 times out of 10, they're going to say yes. They always got them. But this is like not ice cream cone 101. I've been to plenty buffets before. They don't just have sugar cones at the ice cream, at the self-serve, buddy. That's not how that works, okay? You're going to let the sugar cones sit there unattended, half open, right? The things they got so much sugar in them, it will attract stuff like ants, things like that. You can't just leave sugar cones fucking lying around, buddy, okay? This is why people don't just do that at self-serves.
Sugar cones for you next time.
Okay. Sugar cones.
Okay. You're the first to request a sugar cone.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Nobody wants a sugar cone?
Now Dave is flabbergasted. Dave's about to legitimately end this guy's whole entire career. He goes, "Now one person ordered a sugar cone. You're trying to tell me that? I'm over here doing one bite pizza reviews. You don't want now one person ordered a sugar cone.
You're the first to request.
I'm the first."
Yeah. Lesson learned.
Lesson learned.
Insane. Every ice cream store, it's waffle generally or sugar.
Waffle or sugar? What are you, fucking high? That's not. Maybe they do it that way in Nantucket. That's not how they do it where I'm from.
We extend our apologies, Dave.
Okay.
We'll fix it for next time.
Now watch this. This is gonna be gold. The kids, these kids are fucked. They already are fucking up big by not having the sugar cone. This is the thing about guys like Dave. You got to know what they want before they ask for it. That's like they expect that kind of shit. You are either a guy who can stay ahead of the curve or you got to get the fuck out. Like, Dave doesn't, he wants you to be able to think for him. Okay? The fact that you didn't know that he needed sugar cones there, despite the fact that he's never asked for him, never mentioned them, and the fact that you guys have never had a self-serve ice cream machine, that's your fuck up. Big miss. Big miss on not having the sugar cones, you fucking piece of shit. Now, why these guys are already fucking devastated off of that, right? Now watch this awkward shit.
Jeez, Dave.
Okay.
We'll fix it for next time.
I make it myself.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
I make it myself. He goes, I make it myself. So now you've already fucking completely shook these guys the fuck out. Because you told them that they fucked up by not having sugar cones. Now, they're nervous. Okay? These guys already know that one false move, and you're ready to flip the fuck out. So you got them scared, bro. You got them scared. All right? And now you're like, it's funny the way he asks. He goes, oh, I guess I just make it myself. Like, you know, it's like, whoa, chill on the passive aggressive shit, all right? These guys don't know if you're ready to blow a fucking gasket or not. So they're going to walk on eggshells with you. What if they thought, what if I go to try to make his ice cream cone and he goes, what do I look like, a fucking bitch? I can't make my own ice cream. What am I, a fucking baby? You know, I'm a grown-ass man. I'll make my own ice cream cone. What if they thought that? What if they thought that? What if they thought that you were a big manly man that likes sports from Boston and you could make your own cone and that you might take it as like a bitch move to have another man make an ice cream cone for you? What if they thought that way? And Dave goes, well, I got it. I got to make it myself. Okay. Yeah. Fucking, this is great.
Okay.
We'll fix it for next time.
I make it myself.
I didn't.
I can certainly eat it for you. No, I didn't know what's happening.
I don't know.
You didn't
either.
know?
Usually people serve themselves. I feel pressure making your cone.
See, now the guy's even saying it. I feel pressure making your cone, Dave. I feel pressure, Dave. I'm scared. I'm scared to go to work I'm scared. This is supposed to be a pleasant experience. Isn't that some shit? You get an ice cream cone in your place of work, and it's the most unfun place to be when the boss is around. Isn't that amazing? This is like supposed to be like a nostalgic, like, you remember you get the ice cream cone at school or something, like you're a kid and you always just want to be like, man, if only I could just get self-serve whatever the fuck I wanted. Now you can live that. You can live that as a grown-ass person here at Barstool if you work here. And Dave goes and fucks it all up just by being there. Just by literally being at the ice cream machine, he can make it the one place in the office that nobody wants to be. Isn't that some shit? Isn't that some shit? Look at this guy. He goes, I guess I just got to make the cone myself. I guess I'm just some fucking poor fucking piece of shit like you.
I make it myself.
I didn't.
I can certainly eat it for you. No, I didn't know what's happening.
I don't know either. Usually people serve themselves. I feel pressure making your cone.
I love that. The guy goes, this is my first time being alive too, Dave. I mean, like, we're just all seriously fucking here together. Like, none of us have it figured out. Like, why are you making this weird? I love that.
Middle swirl. The swirl in the middle, yeah. Can I make a cone for you? Well, then why do you make...
Look, that's fucking amazing. This fucking poor timid bitch of a guy sees Dave making this cone like shit. And he goes, you know what, man? You mind if I just make it for you? Like, that fucking cone sucks. You mind if I just make it for you? And the guy's not wrong. Like, if you look, you can see right here. You can see the shadow, the contrast here, right? This thing's only halfway full on the inside of it. That's the trick with these cones. You got to make sure that you fill the fucker up. You don't want it to be like half air, half ice cream in that cone. That's not the cone experience that you want. You want that thing airtight, filled with cream ice cream to the top. Okay? Dave doesn't do that. He has a half air pocket in this goddamn cone, and then he makes a little swirl on the top, giving the illusion. That's how you know he's Jewish. Because if he was an ice cream guy, right? An ice cream man, I think they call them. If Dave was an ice cream man, that's how he'd get you. Dave would make double the profit off of every shipment of ice cream that he got because he'd be doing that little trick. He does the half air, half ice cream in the body, and then he swirls it on the top, giving the illusion that the cone is completely full while Jewing you out of your money. No. I'm joking. I'm so happy that crashed the soundboard. That when I hit that sound, it crashed the soundboard. We got to chill on the Jew jokes. I don't want the fucking Gestapo coming up to my goddamn house. All because I wanted to make a couple Kanye jokes. Now watch. I love that. They're all scared of Dave, but this guy can still muster up enough courage to tell him, why don't you let me make it? Essentially saying that your cone fucking sucks, buddy.
Can I make a cone for you?
Well, then why do you make it? No, I'm good here.
Yeah?
You had an opportunity.
I did, but I wanted to allow you to try it yourself.
Look, his cone's got ice cream dripping all down the side of it. The kid sees this, clearly knows that this man is either struggling with dementia or simply just losing his way through the battles of old age. And all he wants to do is help him. And Dave tells him, hey, you missed your chance, man. And I just wanted to, shed some light on that and applaud this young man for at least giving it a shot. Let's give it up for that young Barstool employee doing everything he can to give Dave an ice cream cone so he don't get it on his nose. You know? That's the least that this guy could do is get Dave a goddamn ice cream cone. So what do we got next? I was thinking about talking about, let's finish out the finger on the pulse segment with this one. This one's wild. I'm not really not going to do too much reacting to this. I just more or less just had to show this to you guys. This is probably one of the scariest things I've seen in a long time. I always thought that like the idea of being in a plane crash was like super scary, you know, and it is. But essentially not really essentially, but I would imagine more times than not, if it's a plane crash, the plane is more than likely like somewhat intact still in the air. It's the hitting the ground part that you really want to worry about. Am I right? So that's very scary. This is probably even scarier. This is a hot air balloon crash, right? Think about that. A hot air balloon can crash one of two ways. At least I would think in my mind it could crash only one of two ways. It's either going to hit like a specific air pocket or something and veer off course and you're going to like bump into something. And while that doesn't seem as bad, there are still potentially a lot of fatal things that could happen in that encounter. You could hit the side of a mountain. Now all of a sudden you're like all in the fucking you're 10,000 feet in the air and you have no way down. And what if the fucking balloon rips? You all fall to your death. Like you could still really fuck yourself up like that. Or you could like veer off and bump into a bunch of trees and you just get stuck and then somebody has to get you out with like a fucking lift or something. You could do that, right? Or the hot air balloon just completely fails altogether and you fall out of the sky like a goddamn rock. I mean, really, I can't think of any other way for a hot air balloon to crash other than those two ways. Which way do you think this one crashes? Let's find out.
Meu Deus do céu.
This hot air balloon just completely caught on fire in the air and is falling out of the sky like a fucking hot brick, dude. This is actually one of the scariest things I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, that's the basket right there. That's where everyone's fucking chilling, right here. Everyone who went on that hot air balloon's hanging out right here. They're all right there. That's insane to me. And it's on fire. The entire time it's on fire. So not only are you falling out of the sky, you're hot the whole time doing it. You're hot as fuck. So you can't even like I imagine if I was going to fall to my death, I would imagine at least I might like go like, well, this is it. I can at least relax for the 1.5 seconds that I'm falling out of the sky before I just let it all go, right? You might just find a little comfort in that. You don't even have that. The whole time you're just on fire in total, utter pain, screaming your ass off. You have no idea when you're going to hit the ground. That's got to be the scariest goddamn thing I could possibly imagine. Watch this. Look at it. Boom. Boom. And the balloon still hasn't even hit the goddamn ground yet.
Meu Deus do céu.
Look at that. And of course it's
Jesus
somewhere.
Cristo.
Jesus Cristo. That's actually insane. Of course it's in a different country. A country where they don't speak English. Because that's what happens. It's the same thing. There's an Air India plane fucking crashed the other day, right? You know how it crashed? I'm not kidding. The plane stalled. That's like, imagine that. Imagine, this is not a dirt bike, bro. The thing should not be stalling. You should be having, like, all precautions, everything into place to make sure that planes don't stall. That's the whole point of a fucking plane. That was insane to me. The plane stalled. The thing was, like, I'm not even kidding. It might have been 1,000 feet off of the air. But that's the thing. It was the beginning. It was at takeoff. That plane was full of jet fuel. Full of it. So that thing immediately caught on fire. Everybody died. And then all of a sudden they say, oh, one Indian guy jumped out of the plane. Who jumps out of a plane mid-crash? Who even has the wherewithal to jump out of a plane mid-crash? Riddle me that, Batman. That really blew my mind, right? But now even all of them, they had it in their head. They go, well, we might make it out of this one. We're falling, but we're chilling. The plane didn't catch on fire until it hit the ground. Those goddamn hot air balloons, that's some wild shit. Of course it was in a different country. Planes stalling in a different country. Hot air balloons falling out of the sky in a different country. America's the greatest, goddamn it. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just had to say it. America's the goddamn greatest. So let's check this out. I want to show you guys this one real quick. Before we get into it, you know, we got some time codes from Joe Rogan, the good old JRE. It's going to be Louis J. Gomez and good old Big J. Okerson, right? But before we get into that, I want to have a couple smokes, man. I don't know about you. I'm ready to have a couple smoky smokes, you know? I don't want to listen to that song, though. What else we got? Okay. I can get down to that. All right. Welcome to Lost Aux Media. If you're just joining us, we're about to hit our smoke break. Have a couple of hits. Listen to a couple of tunes. As always, you can call into the show. That's area code 316-396-0025 if you want to leave a voicemail. And if it's good, we might just end up playing that shit on the show. You smell me? So again, let's indulge in some music and a couple of hits before we get into this next segment. That's Louis J. Gomez and Big J. Okerson on JRE here on Lost Aux Media. Almost, right? Kind of feel like I'm in like a fucking 80s beat cop drama movie or something like that, you know? I got like a weird partner that's new, and I'm not letting that partner in to my inner circle yet because my last partner died, and I don't know how to cope with it. So I'm shutting everyone out. And I was telling the precinct for the past 5 years that I don't need a new partner. But they're sending me on a new assignment that I can't handle on my own. So they stick me with this misfit of a partner that only they can see will ultimately be a true brother in the end to me that I will love and hold a very good partnership with throughout the rest of my career. I feel like I'm in one of those kind of movies. That shit'll drive you wild. I'm telling you, that shit'll drive you wild. So, excuse me. Let's get into this next segment. It's going to be Louis J. Gomez and Little Gay Okerson. Big J. Okerson on the JRE. This is going to be a quick one. I just had a couple time codes for this one. I wanted to bring it up because I thought this was funny. Big J and Louis, they're like the creators of like the Legion of Skanks, right? And Louis J. Gomez is like this. He started Gas Digital. These guys have never really been like Rogan sphere guys, you know. Anytime Rogan's talking about his close buddies, it's always like some Protect Our Park shit, right? You got Mark Norman, you got Shane Gillis, Ari Shaffir. Dude, Rogan will throw like Ron White and Joey Diaz in there. He never mentions anyone like even close to Louis J. Gomez or fucking Big J. Okerson or Dave Smith, any of those guys. You gotta be real on the same shit as Joe. Right wing. Carnivore diet will fix that. You know, you gotta get carnivore diet. You got to work out. You got to be a fucking Trump supporter. And you got to live in Austin, Texas. These are all the fucking key ingredients to create the perfect Rogan Sphere candidate. Big J. Okerson and Luis J. Gomez, they check none of those boxes, right? It's only natural for a guy like Joe to oversee some jamokes like these guys from around the way. But I wanted to bring this up because when they finally end up getting on there together, they bring this up, and I thought that was very interesting. But we're going to start this segment with the intro. I want to show you guys, this is going to be the beginning of the episode, and Luis J. Gomez is not on time, okay? So check this out. This is Big J. Okerson, Luis J. Gomez on the JRE.
6 unfunny comics.
Why does this keep happening, huh? I set it up so nice and perfect, and it starts on the wrong time code. Let's play it from the top, boys.
Joe Rogan Podcast, check it out.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Train by day, Joe Rogan Podcast by night, all day.
Live and running.
Yeah. The ever greater and thinner Big J. Okerson.
Thank you, Manjaro. Shout out Manjaro.
You're looking good, dude.
Big ups, Manjaro.
It's nice to see.
Thank you. I am exercising too.
Beautiful.
You have to, or it will just be floppy and weird and gross.
I don't know if I believe that, though. I can't picture Big J. Okerson exercising. Like, what do you picture Big J. Okerson's exercise being? Like, honestly, I picture him getting, like, a fake remote, but it weighs, like, 50 pounds. And he's just, like, picking it up like this. He's going like this with his remote. That's how he's working out. But it looks like he's just picking up the remote to change the channel. But it weighs, like, 50 pounds. It's like a remote, like, you go to hand it to somebody else and they go like, and it like falls to the table. They're like, holy shit, how do you even pick this thing up? That's how I picture Big J working out. Other than that, I can't really picture him working out. So look, Big J, the ever thinner Big J. Okerson. Let's give it up, Joe Rogan. Pointing out how thin Jay's getting. I'm sure that's not fucking with his psyche at all. You know, the fact that he had to do it through injections rather than losing the weight on his own probably plays not into his psyche at all, you know. So you bringing it up is totally fine. Let's hear it.
Thank you, Manjaro. Shout out Manjaro.
You're looking good, dude.
Big ups, Manjaro.
It's nice to see.
Thank you. I am exercising too.
Beautiful.
You have to, or it will just be floppy and weird and gross.
It's nice to see you're not a fat fuck anymore, Jay. It's nice to see you're starting to thin out.
Bones.
I guess also, yes, it'll eat your bones, they say. I'm real big on taking this stuff and then not really following up with, like, you know what I mean? I just started doing testosterone from a company that's like, you know, it's above board taking it, but like, they're like, you should make sure you monitor your blood all the time. And I'm like, yeah, we'll get to that at some point. I'm going to keep taking it, though.
You don't monitor your blood at all?
No, not.
Look at that. I love that, dude. Look, Jamie cuts over to Lewis's chair. It's fucking empty, bro.
Yo, what the fuck?
The chair is fucking empty as shit. Lewis is supposed to be here. Is Jamie doing that on purpose? Because if he is, that's the funniest thing I've ever seen on the JRE. Because it's nothing Joe says is funny. So we need Jamie to pick up slack.
Bored taking it, but
Look
like,
at this, watch.
They're like, you should make sure you monitor your blood all the time. And I'm like, yeah, we'll get to that at some point. I'm going to keep taking it, though.
You don't monitor your blood at all?
Look, where's Luis J. Gomez at, bro? Luis, where are you? Look, now this is great because basically Jamie doesn't even realize he just created a free plate for anybody that wants to make like parody Joe Rogan content. Now, you know how easy it would be to Photoshop this and just you could turn it into a fucking template, a green screen template, and just you could put video, anyone could make it look like they're on the Joe Rogan Experience now. Thanks to Jamie's little joke. Nice, Jamie. I'm never going to show you guys this empty chair. What are you, crazy? Why? So you could Photoshop like a giant dick in here? Talking to you guys? Imagine that if somebody Photoshopped like a giant penis talking back to Joe. And now with AI, you could do it. You could do it. AI is getting crazy now. Why? As a matter of fact, this I got to show you guys. You guys are going to fucking die off of this. This is a very, very funny video. I got to show you. I ended up posting this video not long ago. But I found this video of Joe, right? Oh, great. Now I got to sign in. You really going to do this to me? I'm fucking doxing myself right here, live on air. So look, I found this video of Joe, and I pinned it on my Twitter. I want to play it for you guys. This shit is so fucking funny. But I don't know if we could do it with the music. This music is like copywritten, I think. I'll play the music for a little bit, and then I'm going to mute it. I'm going to mute it for a little bit. But what? Just so you can get an idea of the feeling, I'll play the music for a little bit in the beginning. This video of Joe is so funny. This is AI. This is the power of AI now. This is for anyone just listening. Joe Rogan walking down the street, but he looks like a grown man baby. Like you, and I said that on purpose like that. He looks just like a grown man baby. So picture normal grown man, but shrunken down to baby size. And that's this AI video. And it looks fucking real. Like, it looks crazy.
Such a feeling's coming
Look at
over
that.
me.
Joe jumps in the ice bath. He's sitting there with his monkey friend. Look, he's about to jump into the ice bath. Look at this. Splish, splash, I was taking a bath. Baby Rogan Saturday night. He's hanging out with the little monkey eating bananas. Look at how cute they are together. And Joe in his little jean shorts, he's got his tiny little feet. This is the cutest. I want to hear the music again. This is funny. And now he's working out. Watch this.
Feelings coming over me.
Look at him.
There is one.
Look at him working out. I love that. Look at,
see.
and then look, that's the fucking funny part. Whoever made this is a genius. They know exactly what people actually hate about Joe. Everyone talks about how Joe's comedy, he's just yelling like the whole time. Seriously, just yelling the whole time. And you'll notice I like sometimes will start like raising my voice like that. I think I've been doing pretty good about at least trying to maintain that a little bit. You'll notice I'll start ramping up and I'll catch myself. I'll go, okay, let's bring it back down a little bit. We don't want to do this whole Joe Rogan thing where it's not a punchline if you're just yelling. That doesn't make it a punchline. Just because you yelled a sentence doesn't make it a punchline. And that's what that joke is. It's Shane Gillis and Joe Rogan on stage yelling as their act. But Joe is being held by Shane like a baby. Just like a little baby. Watch this. Right after this workout. Watch, look at this. Joe screaming his ass off. That's Joe's whole comedy bit. Now he's crying. Look, he's crying on the set of JRE.
I got the sun in my
His little baby.
And
now he's getting eaten. He's getting eaten by Alex Jones. Let's give it up. I love that video. I love that fucking video, dude. I'm pretty sure that was posted by an account called like Man vs. Metal, or it was something like that. Whatever the logo was on Joe's shirt, like the Man Metal something. That was the account that posted that video. I found that online, dude. That video is hilarious. And now you can AI whatever you want into Joe's show because Jamie just puts a frame of what should be Luis J. Gomez, but Luis is late as fuck. Typical Puerto Rican.
No, not me with any regularity, I think.
You should probably do that.
Yeah, they did it there. I know. Someone I know says they take testosterone and they have to, like, donate blood every month to get blood.
I've heard that
their
before.
blood's so thick.
I talked to my doctor about it because that really doesn't make sense. But he has heard of occasions where people had to do that.
To unthicken their blood?
Too much blood or something. They're like, how much are you taking? Like, what do you do? Are you going ham, bro?
So now this is interesting here. This is partially why I wanted to bring up this time code. This is so great. Joe's this like big health nut, right? He's like, yo, you got to take the peptides, man. I take like 50 different like nootropics and vitamins like every morning. Like I could only imagine how many pills this guy fucking takes every goddamn morning. All these Hollywood guys. They think it's like totally fine to take like 80 goddamn thousand pills. It's like, just live your fucking life, bro. Just chill. So Joe is like one of these health nuts. He goes, I take it all, man. And I'm telling you, I researched it all. I know everything about all the minerals and the vitamins and the fucking peptides and the whole shit, man. I'm taking like 80 cc's of this and 50 milligrams of that. He's got it all figured out, right? You think that? And they're sitting here talking about this. They go, oh, man, yeah, Jay's taking this and he's on Mounjaro that. But he's taking other supplements to make up for the shit that the Mounjaro's eating away at his body, you know?
Something. They're like, how much are you taking? Like, what do you do? Are you going ham, bro?
This Men's Health company saw me coming down the road a mile away. They offer me, I'm taking 2 peptides, and I don't even know. We started.
Sorry.
Look at Lewis. Sorry, Lewis. You're not important enough to wait for, you stupid bitch. Look, he walks in. He's like, what the fuck? You guys started without me?
Me coming down the road a mile away. They offer me, I'm taking 2 peptides, and I don't even know. We started.
We started already. Lewis over here. Look at Lewis. He goes, what the fuck, man? What the fuck? You start without me, bro? Like, I would be pissed. That says a lot, bro. Like, you don't even... That's the funny thing about Joe is he thinks that he's like, oh, yeah, it doesn't even mean anything. It's like, yeah, you might be doing it, like, without thinking about it, but you don't realize what you're saying with the certain actions that you do. By sitting here starting like this, like, Joe probably has it in his head. He goes, oh, Jay, we'll just start, man. We'll just start, bro. It's like, it's not even going to matter. Like, if Lewis just shows up in the middle, like, who cares, man? It's not going to even be a big deal. He's not thinking about Lewis. He goes, it's not going to be a big deal for my show. I don't care if Lewis walks into the middle of it. But you don't realize by doing that, you're kind of essentially saying to Lewis, like, you're not important enough for me to wait for to start the show. We have a recording to do. We're not going to wait for you. If that was fucking Jordan Peterson or like that Eric Weinstein fag, Joe would be waiting 3 hours. If that was Neil deGrasse Tyson, Joe would wait a day for that guy. Joe wouldn't care. He would wait. But he won't wait for Louis J. Gomez. This says a lot. Like, again, Joe could be doing it without even thinking about it. He might not have a malicious thought about what he's doing at all. What it shows is that he's inconsiderate. He doesn't think about anybody around him. At least not about what they're thinking about or feeling, you know? Yeah, you just start without me, man. It's cool.
Company saw me coming down the road a mile away. They offer me, I'm taking 2 peptides, and I don't even know. We started.
Sorry, we couldn't wait.
Why even ask me?
I don't know.
Look at that.
Why you were on the door, I was like, this doesn't make sense. Let's just start.
I'm taking 2 peptides
That'd be
that feel
too
like
weird.
fire. It feels like fire when I inject them. But
Really? What are they?
Look, remember I told you guys, right? Joe wants to know. He goes, what peptides are you taking that feel like fire when you inject them in your body? Now, Joe is a big advocate for these peptides, right? He goes, I know about them all. I'm taking them all. I know everything about every single one. He goes, you take BP7, you take HH719. That's the Heil Hitler one. He goes, and then you're all good. Next thing you know, you're marching down the street. You're feeling nice and dandy. Joe's taking every goddamn peptide known to man. He knows about all of them. But for some reason, he doesn't know about this one that feels like it's fire when Jay injects it into his body. And this is going to reveal something about Joe that I wanted to point out to you. Listen to this.
I don't know. The BPC 157. That's the one everyone's doing.
Right, that's a good one.
And then something that's blue.
It's blue.
And the
methylene blue?
I don't know. It burns.
Wait a minute.
You taking blue, Joe?
Hold up. Methylene blue, you're not supposed to inject.
It's not that then. It's
Look, Joe's very concerned about that, right? I know I'm pausing this a lot, but there's points to be made here. You see how concerned Joe goes? He goes, wait, whoa, you're not supposed to inject methylene blue. Remember, I'm taking them all. I know what you're supposed to ingest methylene. He goes, you don't fucking do that with a needle, my friend. That methylene blue. You don't syringe that.
taking blue, Joe?
Hold up. Methylene blue, you're not supposed to inject.
It's not that then.
He
It's
knows.
It starts with a G.
He knows it all, right?
It's only one of the letters. GH.
Methylene blue is weird stuff. It's a dye for like fabrics that people take for its health benefits. Like
What the fuck?
boosts mitochondria or something. Yeah, it's really weird. Like, what exactly does it do? I should ask, even though I take it.
What? I should ask, even though I take it. So this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying here. Joe Rogan's over here. He goes, I know it all. I've legitimately seen Joe argue with people about health information. Like, he has it all figured out. He knows every fucking thing about everything. And then he sits here and says to us, Jamie, look that up because I've been taking the shit and I have no idea what the fuck it does. I have no idea what it does, Jamie. Look it up. Jamie, look it up. I'm taking it. I'm promoting it. As a matter of fact, Alpha Brain. I have no idea what it does. You guys know, look, I covered this on the show like almost a year ago. It was like when the show like kind of first started. Joe, there was an article that came out, the Alpha Brain stuff, that Joe was, he was a part of the company. He was one of the owners of the company, promoting it. He had commercials for it. There was ads for it online. Turned out, placebos ended up performing better than Alpha Brain in clinical testing. Joe was fucking promoting the hell out of it. This is like, you could akin this to like a fucking, a cryptocurrency rug pull. Like, this is essentially what he did. Joe pumped up the product. He promoted the product. He got everybody interested in it, right? This is all before the clinical trials. Now, he's selling this stuff. Everyone's buying it up. Now they want to get it clinically tested so that they could slap another big badge on it, and that'll make them even more money, right? Here's the kicker. Right before the clinical test, Joe sold all of his shares in the company, meaning that he was no longer part of the company, no longer responsible for anything that they were doing. As soon as those pills went through clinical testing, they all came back. Placebos outperformed every single fucking one of them. The guy was selling snake oil the entire time to you, the people. All that off of his influence on you. Think about that. Think about that. And then think about that when he says shit like this.
That people take for its health benefits. Like,
what the fuck?
Boosts mitochondria or something. Yeah, it's really weird. Like, what exactly does it do? I should ask, even though I take it. I'm like, I don't take it all the time, but I have taken it. And I don't know. I couldn't describe. I couldn't explain.
There you go. Let's give it up for Joe. That's the health guru, man. That's the guy you need to take your goddamn health advice from. You know, Joe's he's like a typical fucking Hollywood dude. He goes, what's the big thing everyone's talking about right now? Oh, methylene blue? Better buy that up. Start taking that every now and then, just to test it out. Doesn't ask a fucking single person what it's about. This guy, this is why I can't stand these Hollywood types. Like, I pray to God, like, I have this show, right? Obviously, I want the show to be successful. I pray it doesn't get anywhere near as close to as popular as any of these fuckers. Because if that's what this shit does to you, if that's what popularity does to you, it turns you into one of these guys. This fucking loser over here, this good old fucking boy, Luis J. Gomez. Listen to this. I was going to move on to the next time code. I'm not. Listen to this. So, Luis, he just came out with like his own coffee, right? It's called like Body Brain Coffee. Body Brain Coffee, this guy. Alpha Brain, Body Brain. I wonder where Luis J. Gomez, bald comedian, started working out recently every day, has been posting his flexes online, all of his gains, You guys know about gains, right? I wonder where Luis J. Gomez got the idea to name his coffee brand Body Brain Coffee. He has a very, very good friend who's also a bald comedian who has a product called Alpha Brain Nootropics. I wonder where Luis got that idea. Anyway, that's beside the point. Luis has he's been promoting his new product. And he's talking about all these things that go in. And he goes, I've been taking all these different mushrooms. I'm taking Tungut Ali. I'm taking fucking Shilajit. I'm taking all this nice shit for boost my testosterone. What, dude, if that's what you become when you get a little bit of fame and popularity in the podcast circuit, count me out, dude. Give me 10,000 real ones. That's all I need. 10,000 real fans, that's all I need. Everyone else can fuck off. 10,000 real ones, I'm good. After that, we can just keep the show going. You guys give me some suggestions. We might change some things. Probably never change anything because, like, I'm the one that runs it and not y'all. You know what I mean? But an audience member can dream, right? Think about it like that. Give me 10,000 real ones and we're good, dude. I don't ever want to be talking like this. Listen to this. I was going to move past this. Watch. I told you about that Body Brain Coffee, right? It has all of those things that I was telling you about. That Tunga Ali shit, that Shilajit stuff to boost testosterone. That stuff is like $50 for like an 8-ounce bag of fucking coffee. Lewis wants to sell this stuff. You're insane, bro. You're insane. No cup of coffee is going to be that goddamn good. I'm paying $50 for a bag of it. Okay? So now watch. They start talking about all this health stuff like they've been talking about. And you're going to hear Lewis squeeze in there like, I've been taking Tunga Ali, man, for my testosterone. He's trying to like plug his coffee. And I feel like Joe catches on to this and just blows right past it. Listen to
Lewis
this.
show up in the house sometimes?
Creatinine? Really?
Yeah.
What's that?
I don't know. But
I think Jay's thinking creatine twice, and he's just remembering it wrong.
No, it was another word. Super creatine.
Creatine's legit. That stuff's super good for you.
Yeah, I just started taking Tungat Ali for my testosterone.
Creatinine is a waste
Look
product.
at Joe, blows right past it. Joe blows right past it. Lewis is sitting there going, I've been taking Tungat Ali for my testosterone, hoping that Joe would go like, oh, Tungat Ali, what's that? And then Lewis would go, oh, you don't know about Tungat Ali? He goes, as a matter of fact, that my new brand, my coffee, Body Brain, it has a shit ton of Tungat Ali in it. Tungat Ali is good for boosting your testosterone. Then he goes into this whole thing, but he got to throw a plug in there. I honestly feel like that was Lewis's agenda there. I'm taking Tungat Ali. It's like, shut the fuck up, dude. We're talking about creatine. Creatine is supposed to boost cognitive function, my friend. It also gives you a little boost before the workout, right? We're not talking about testosterone. Why are you bringing up testosterone? Because you want to plug your coffee. It's sad to see what this piece of shit's become.
Creatine's legit. That stuff's super good for you.
Yeah, I just started taking Tungat Ali for my testosterone.
Creatinine
denied
is a waste product that forms from the breakdown of creatine in muscles.
Denied. Give it up. Give it up for Joe. Keeping it real. Joe's keeping it really real. Now watch this. Look, I want to show you. This is going to be a quick time code, and then we're going to get into these guys talking shit about the Rogan sphere. I wanted to show you guys Rogan shorts, dude. Watch this. Dude, Joe's going to be like, can I get you a cigar, Louis J. Gomez? He's going to be like, hell yeah. And then they cut to the wide, and you see Joe's been wearing boxers. He's just been in his boxers this whole entire podcast. Watch.
Opie and Anthony figured out they could put 3 or 4 comics in a room and create like a beautiful chaos. And it was just going to be people bouncing off each other. You'd create these moments that nobody knew was going to happen. Really cool.
Stern did not believe in that.
You want a cigar?
I'll take a cigar. Hell yeah, dude.
That's what I'm talking about.
I love a good cigar.
Yeah, Stern's.
Look at Joe. Let's see if we get a better shot.
Now for comics.
Oh, Stern sucks now.
Look at Joe's shorts over here. My man is wearing boxers, bro. I could see the bottom of Joe's ass cheeks in these goddamn shorts. Legit, dead ass, like a hot chick in Miami. You know when you go to Miami and you see them girls, they always got a little cheek coming out. It's typical. This is Joe's favorite pair of shorts. Joe's got that bottom cheek popping out just right. Gets me rock hard, dude. Look at that. Joe, you want a cigar? And then the camera cut. I nearly spit out my drink when I saw this. I didn't know that Joe was wearing his boxers like that. You never see Joe from the waist down in these, really. Like, hardly. They cut to the wide every now and then. He always has, like, the tightest jeans on. Today, boxers.
A good cigar.
Look at him.
Yeah, Stern's
Look at
thing
them
now is for
boxers.
comics.
And their
Stern
camo.
sucks now.
Now it has to be. I know, it's funny. Like, I was one of the last people to...
I see you, baby. Shaking that ass. Shaking that ass. Shaking that ass. I see you, baby. Good old Joe Rogan and those camouflage booty shorts. I like that. Now watch. This is the time code we really came here for. This shit is so fucking funny. Because not only do they talk to Joe about, like, not being included in the Rogan sphere, which is just rich in itself. Because, like, again, why would you guys even care? That always bums me out. Because these guys, as much as I like to talk shit about them, Lewis has kind of built like a kind of good thing for himself. He has Gas Digital. It's his own platform. He has a paid subscription platform on there. So he's making his own money. On top of that, he's got the podcast on YouTube. He's making money from that. The podcasts have sponsorships. They're making money from that. Gas Digital has a couple different shows. It's a little mini network. They're making money off of that. Body Brain, Skankfest, Legion of Skanks. Like, Lewis is actually doing a lot. He's building his own network and community within his own niche in comedy. Why do you care about being part of the Rogan sphere? That's what fucks me up with these guys. You actually get like a genuine thing going, and then you want to fuck it up by trying to get more ticket sales. Who cares? Who cares about being part of the Rogan sphere? You really want to become better friends with Joe Rogan. Why? So you could be in more situations with fucking Eric Weinstein? It's like, what the fuck are we talking about here? You want to hang out with Lex Friedman more? Is that why? Because you want to be cool with Joe's fucking, his little group of freaks? Like, who cares? Terry Blacks is not that cool. You don't have to be friends with the owner. Okay? You don't need to be part of Joe's world. Especially when you have your own shit going on like Lewis does. Big J, the same thing. Big J's been like part of radio for like 30 goddamn years now. He's made a name for himself. Granted, it might not be that big. He's very intertwined in Lewis's universe. Fuck the Joe Rogan sphere. Okay? Fuck that. Who cares? Okay? As a matter of fact, if we could like get further away from the Rogan sphere, you could take me a couple steps away from it if you wanted to. Because just like I said, any type of situation that'll get me further removed from Lex Friedman is a good one. Trust me. Okay?
They didn't put that in the documentary.
Look at Jay defending an actual pedophile.
I'm just saying he was a good guy.
You got to take care of those documentaries.
The
They'll have
charge
you
of
turn
possession
vegan.
of
Oh, man.
child porn was not part of the deal.
Joe, the first time we did your podcast, when you showed us all of your cool toys in your LA studio, I would have sucked your dick to do one of those things.
Oh, yeah.
Which toys?
Your compound bow.
I've told this story so many times on
This is going to be good, dude. How long were we watching that without saying anything? I don't want Rogan to sue for copyright. So now listen, dude, this is great. They're about to tell this story about how Joe shows them around his whole fucking comedy podcast compound. He's got all these cool toys and gadgets and shit, and he doesn't let them play with any of them. He's like that like rich kid when you were growing up, and he's like, he wants to invite you over to his house to show you all of his shit. He's got the newest Xbox, the newest games. He's got a brand new skateboard, brand new guitar, all this cool shit, right? He just wants to show it to you, though. When you actually want it to fuck with the toys and go, yo, man, share the wealth a little bit. That's why we came over, right? He goes, nah. You can't touch them. You wouldn't even know how to fuck with these toys right here, okay? I just wanted you to know that I have them. Joe does this to these guys. It's fucking hilarious. This is actually great. I'll play the whole thing. You can listen to it. This is so goddamn funny listening to this. Watch this.
Your compound bow.
I've told this story so many times on podcasts. This is the first time we came here, and it ends so great because me, Dave, and Lewis all came in LA, and you took us first, and you go, check this out. And you grabbed the compound bow, and you had the laser sight, and you could shoot it all the way across the full UFC gym you had.
And it looked so cool. We were all like just warming our hands up, like we can't wait till we can do this.
Then you put the bow down as I was reaching for it, I thought. And then you went over, you go, there's the pool table. You broke a rack and sunk a few. Like, cool. Then you open the door, and you're like, here's where I freeze myself. Here's where I thaw myself out.
So this is great. This is insanity, bro. There's no way Joe can be so, like, there's no way he's not this self-aware. Like, you have to have some self-awareness, right? There's no way he got to the point that he's at in life and he has zero self-awareness. He broke a rack on the pool table. So he set up a rack on the pool table, got it all nice, picked up the cue, broke the rack, sunk a couple balls in, and then said, okay, let's move forward. What? Like as if these guys have never seen a pool table in their entire goddamn life. Like as if he's showing them something that they've never seen before. This is fire to these guys practically. Showing them a pool table is blowing their fucking minds.
few, like, and then you went over, you go, there's the pool table, you broke a rack and sunk a few, like, cool. Then you open the door and you're like, here's where I freeze myself, here's where I thaw myself out. And we're like, wow. And then you go, and here's my prize possession, and you had they do it for golf and stuff too, like the Kevlar screen hunting.
Yeah.
And you had the flat tip, but I go, he probably wants us to do this one because it's the flat tips, no one's going to get hurt. And then you fucking whaled 2 elk, and then you go, let's go podcast, boys. So I was like, he just showed us all of his toys and was like, don't touch them, please.
Jay nailed it. Imagine that. He saw, this is what happened. He saw Big J's greasy ass, and he was like, nah, you guys can't be touching my bow and shit. You know what I mean? It's the same, like, my stuff, my microphone, everything like that. Some fat, greasy ass motherfucker, David Lucas, walks up in here, sweating, all greasy and shit. Comes up, wants to touch all my shit. I'd be like, nah, my dude. Nah, my nigga. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. All right? That's an H3 joke right there. We ain't doing that. So that's probably what actually happened. But that's hilarious. That's hilarious. Joe shows them all this cool shit and goes, don't touch any of it. Let's go podcast. That would be the first thing I would bring up on the show. That, like, how no guest has ever brought that up ever is, like, beyond me. That would be the first thing that I talked about the second that he said we're rolling. I would go, hey, why did you show me all that shit and just not let me do any of it? Like, and then all of a sudden we're podcasting. Like, that was a lot of cool shit that I would have actually liked to, like, you know, do. Right? Now watch, this is hilarious. Listen to Joe's excuse as to why he didn't let them. This is classic.
Our screen hunting.
Yeah.
And you had the flat tip, but I go, he probably wants us to do this one because it's the flat tips, no one's going to get hurt. And then you fucking whaled 2 elk, and then you go, let's go podcast, boys. So I was like, he just showed us all of his toys and was like, don't touch them, please.
The problem with those toys is I can't teach you that quickly to use it.
I understand.
We're going to embarrass ourselves.
He can't teach the boys how to use all of the toys that quickly. Again, they've never played a game of pool before. Legitimately, Big J just said that he set up a rack, broke the rack, smacked a couple in, then moved on. You could have sat and been like, you guys want to, like, fuck around and play a game real fast? We could play, like, 2-on-2s. Remember, it was Big J, Dave, and Lewis. Play a quick game of 2-on-2. Then we could move on from, you know, and then I could show you guys the rest of the stuff that I actually can't teach you how to use. And then we can podcast. No, Joe doesn't do any of that. Joe goes, I could have never taught you guys how to play a game of pool. But it would have taken us days to learn how to play that. You know, by the time you guys would have had to have come over every day for a week before we would have been able to play pool. We can't just set this up and do it right before we podcast, you know? It's crazy. What are you, insane?
We would have embarrassed ourselves big, but then we always say, like, how much Dave Smith came on for, like, talks with you after.
Okay, that's it. I just wanted to... Oh, wait, no, we forgot. They talk about the Rogan sphere. I forgot about that. Listen to these guys. Poor fellas, man. They want to be in so bad.
That individually, me and Lewis were like, why doesn't Joe embrace us the way he embraces Dave? And then someone brought up the first picture we ever took here. It's so funny. It's the werewolf. I am standing behind the werewolf like I'm fucking it.
Lewis is getting sucked off.
Lewis is acting like he's getting sucked off by the bear, and Dave is just leaning in, touching it, going. And I'm like, oh, you know what?
Dave had respect for you and your belongings.
We're like, oh, that explains.
That's hilarious.
The difference between us and Dave.
I wonder why Dave keeps going back.
Dave has his hand on the head gently.
Yeah.
Watch this. Look, Jay is not even, like, shy about it. Watch how blatantly he just brings up this subject.
Is Dave in the Rogan sphere? We're trying to figure out how we get in the Rogan sphere.
Yeah.
My ochre sphere is
right now.
Look, first of all,
If
Shane
you're in it
doesn't
right now,
Shane doesn't
you're
need the
here.
Rogan sphere anymore. Let's just move Shane out, move Big J into that position.
Doesn't
right?
require the Rogan
Ari's
sphere at all.
moving to fucking Thailand or something. He's gone. I'm ready. I'm a wacky guy. I'll shave half my head.
Ari's.
Look at that. Lewis is treating this like it's like a legitimate business meeting. Lewis sunk a couple deals with, like, Body Brain. He's like, yeah, man, I'm setting up my own manufacturing and distributing. You know, I got deals in place. I got label vendors. I got guys that bag the coffee. I'm kind of a little bit of a deal maker myself. He's like, seriously, with the cigar, like pitching this to Rogan, like, yo, we could move a couple chess pieces around, man. Really spice things up in this goddamn Rogan sphere a little bit. You know? I'm ready. I'm ready.
Thailand or something, he's gone. I'm ready. I'm a wacky guy. I'll shave half my head.
Ari's going to do a stint over there and bail.
Agreed.
Yeah,
I'm going to talk to him. I'm
1
call
year.
him up every day. Fuck that place.
He'll
I'm
do
going
a
to call
year.
him up, plant it in his head. I think we got Diaz coming here.
Oh, to Austin?
Look at
Yeah.
that.
That's great.
Again, Joe doing with this unself-aware shit. Like, that's okay. So these guys are practically putting their hearts on their sleeves, telling you how much they want to be part of your friend group, and you're like just blowing it off. And then you go, but you know who is coming here? Joey Diaz. You guys, we don't know about where you guys will fit in, but Joey's gonna fit in just nice. We're gonna work Joey in there, real nice. We're gonna work Joey in. Yeah, we're gonna work him in real nice.
Yeah, we talked about it this weekend. I saw him in Jersey for the fights.
Joey's the man.
So he's back in the sphere.
Fuck.
Yeah.
All right.
Come on,
that
bro.
was your
There's plenty
position.
of room for you guys. You're in the sphere right now. You're on the show.
Every time the Rogan sphere gets talked about, we never get thing. When Cat Williams said 6 unfunny comics,
We knew it wasn't us.
I knew it wasn't us. I would have been happy to be one of the 6 unfunny comics.
Listen, Cat probably has a point. But what I was trying, he thought I wouldn't have him on. I'm like,
Even Joe. Yeah, Cat has a point. The 6 guys that I do hang out with are unfunny. Imagine being Joe Rogan saying that Cat Williams has a point calling other comics unfunny, right? That's fucking rich. Dude, I've still to this day have yet to see Joe Rogan be funny even once. Like, not one time I don't think I've ever seen Rogan be funny. You know what I mean? That's just rich right there to even hear that. So we're going to move on. It's going to be the final segment of the episode. You know, we're kind of running out of time. So we might end up having to blow through it a little bit, but this is going to be Kill Tony. Now we got David Lucas and I don't know, some white bitch on this. Christina Mariani is on here. She had like this one joke that everybody thought was hilarious about like her clutching her purse when seeing a black guy walking down the street and how it was fucked up and how she's racist because she should know by now that black people aren't for sale anymore. You know? And then the guy ended up robbing her anyway. You know? So that's the best way I could explain it in a nutshell without us wasting a bunch of time on it. But that's who won it. And you guys all know who David Lucas is. Good old fat boy David Lucas. Tony's been dropping a lot of racist jokes towards Dave lately, man. I like it. I like a good racist joke. Not enough about Puerto Ricans. Tony could do a little more for the Puerto Ricans, give us some exposure by dropping more jokes about us. You know, don't forget about the other coloreds in the community. So, as is tradition, when we start a good old Kill Tony segment, we like to check out Tony's gay outfit. Take it away, Red Band.
Hey, this is Raymond coming live from the Vulcan Gas Company here in Austin, Texas for a brand new episode of Kill Tony. Get it for Tony Hinchcliffe!
Watch, it's so funny. Notice how he said they're doing it at the Vulcan. They're not doing it at the mothership this time. Maybe Dave Chappelle is playing there this weekend, right? And Dave's, of course, a bigger act than Kill Tony. So Rogan has no problem pushing out his golden boy, the good old golden pony, Kill Tony. For someone like Dave Chappelle, I don't know if that's actually what happened, but I mean, why else would they not be playing at the mothership? There has to be a bigger act there that's taking up the theater, right? So they're playing at the Vulcan Gas Company or whatever. The whole production's all fucked up. Everything looks different. The angles are shittier. The lighting's fucked. No, like the crowd is smaller. The pops aren't as big. The room's not as acoustically sound. Everything is fucked in this whole thing. Watch this. Tony doing his use, right? He's doing the little, he's blowing farts into his own face, right? Because he wants to get that applause from the crowd. Let's check out Tony's outfit. It's a little dark, but you could just make out the contrast here. He's got himself a nice collared black shirt. Looks like it may be a polo. And what do we see here? Of course, again, scuba gear. The polo is a short sleeve shirt. He has like a rash guard underneath it, as is tradition with Tony. It's probably the tightest two shirts you've ever seen a man in Texas wear. You know, the gayest belt buckle in town. Not going with his diamond encrusted Bucky's belt buckle, wondering why. Polo and rash guard completely tucked in. Tony is definitely looking like the gayest man in Austin, Texas, and trust me, that's saying a lot. Let's give it up for Tony over here.
Who's ready for the best fucking night of their lives, huh?
Wow! What an amazing response. A lot of crossed arms in the house tonight. Very exciting. This one is the red man, everybody.
A lot of crossed arms in the house. They're probably crossing their arms because you always walk out wearing the gayest shit known to man. And then you wonder why everybody calls you gay. The gayest shit known to man. And I can't do it. We're going to skip to the intros of the other two. Because I don't want to listen to Tony pull his shit. And then he goes, yippee! Like, it's like, I don't care about all that. So let's check out. This is David Lucas and Christina some white bitch. That's what I've been calling her this whole time. Some white bitch. Let's do David Lucas and some white bitch. Give it up.
Tonight's panel, ladies and gentlemen, it is the roast god David Lucas and Christina Mariani, everybody. Her first time on panel. One of the best joke writers and performers in Austin, Texas.
Look, I didn't think it got any gayer than this. And I normally don't do this. I don't jump from Tony's outfit to then the panelists' outfits. You know what I mean? I usually give the panelists a slide, for they know not what they do. David Lucas, I give no passes. This guy is wearing a diamond-encrusted fishing lure. A double-hooked diamond-encrusted fishing lure. Because David's a good old Southern boy, and he likes to fish. You remember I told you guys that? Anybody who fishes in my book is automatically a Southern boy. So look, he's going to introduce these two. You get a closer look at that diamond-encrusted pendant. Let's check that out one more time.
Her first time on panel.
Oh, wait, no, we got to go back. There we go. That was the shot I was looking for. Look at this thing. Glistening. That thing is glistening. What do they even call those kinds of lures like that? Is that a saltwater lure or a freshwater lure? Honestly, I couldn't tell you. It's got a lot of diamonds on it. Let's keep it going with this stupid-ass intro.
And arch nemesis, David Lucas. For those of you that don't know, we make fun of each other.
Famously, I think it's over like 2,000 hours. I've called you gay so much, people believe it.
It's true. I've called you fat so much, people believe it.
Now look at this Christina Mariani girl. Very shy, very off-kilt. You know what I mean? Something about her strange. She's very pretty, you know? So you figure a girl like this would be able to hold her own in the comedy scene. No. She's about as awkward and as silent as it gets. And this is the sad thing, dude. Watch. Let's go to the next time code. The sad thing is she's so quiet and awkward, right? And Tony's bringing her on because remember I told you she had that joke that everyone liked about the black guy stealing her purse and she thought he was for sale. She's racist. So, of course, she fits right in. She's shy as fuck, quiet as hell. The second she opens her mouth, they're roasting the fuck out of her. And I'm not talking about the panel. I'm not talking about Tony and David. This girl opens her mouth. One goddamn time, she's getting roasted by the bucket pools. And they're actually doing a pretty good job at it. Check this out.
Saying nothing, just probably just feeding everybody, bro. I'm a Latino man, but I also feel like an abuelita inside, you know? Just want to feed everything.
You are adorable. Look at this fat Mexican. This guy. He looks crazy, dude. He reminds me of that old movie from the 90s. It's like, I I don't know if it's called Babyface or some shit like that. It was about a Mexican singer who was like also in a gang or something like that. His friends are getting their back broken by other Mexican rival gangs. And he had really slick hair like this guy, but he was skinny. This guy is like the fat version of that. The fat version of Babyface.
Just want to feed everything.
You are adorable. Christina, you're
Sweating his
a
ass
quiet,
off.
sweet little spirit. Have you ever seen anybody sweat quite as much as Enrique Chacon is sweating right now?
No, but I think he wins.
Look, that's not even that mild, right? This is like the first time this is 13 minutes in from what I showed you before. Aside from her going like, hey, after she got introduced, she hasn't said a goddamn word. Now she's only talking because she was spoken to, which is good. This is women. A lot of women should take after this model. This girl could be America's next role model. She's only speaking because she's been spoken to by Tony. She says one thing. Tony asked her about how sweaty this guy is, right? Which he is. Look, I will zoom in. This is the sweatiest Mexican this side of El Paso. And that's it. Tony goes, is this guy not the sweatiest you've ever seen? She agrees with him. Watch what happens.
Have you ever seen anybody sweat quite as much as Enrique Chacon is sweating right now?
No, but I think he wins. I don't know.
Listen, is Christina look AI generated, bro? Get the fuck out of here, dog.
Yeah. Look at this fucking girl. Right away, comes at her quick, says she looks AI generated. And I'm not going to lie, he's right. As soon as he said that, I was like, this bitch does look AI generated. She actually looks like AI and personified. Look at this. You don't get this kind of stare like this. This is not full human. This is humanoid-esque, if you will. In my opinion, allegedly.
Christina look AI generated, bro? Get the fuck out of here, dog. She AI up in here, bro. She just had to refresh her browser to get dressed and shit.
Yo, that was a good one. She just refreshes her browser to get dressed in the morning. And she has no defense back. She's not that type of comedian. He says this shit to her, it shuts her it wipes her whole hard drive. She has no fucking comeback to this. It's sad. Like, and all she did was agree. Tony asked her a question, she answers it. This guy attacks the fuck out of her. And the funniest part is like she doesn't know what to do. She doesn't know what to do. She's just like, you could see it. She's saying to herself in her head, okay, I'll just shut the fuck up from this point forward.
She AI up in here, bro. She just had to refresh her browser to get dressed and shit. This took me about an hour, bro. I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna wear that mint green shirt, dude. Everybody's gonna see my sweats up to down my titties right here. Anyways,
you're a wet front.
Yeah, wet
front. Look at that. And David Lucas over here looking like the Predator, right? David's got those cornrow dread combo, making him look real Predator-esque in this motherfucker, bro. Alien versus Predator in this bitch. I can't believe that Christina girl let that fat La Bamba looking ass motherfucker. That's what it was. It was La Bamba. That's what I was trying to reference. It was like, I don't know if La Bamba was the name of the movie, but it was the guy that sang it, the actor that played the singer. And that was the song. La 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 bamba. La 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 bamba. Blah, 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 blah. And that's what that fat dude. He looked like a fat version of fucking La Bamba. God, that took me a minute to get that goddamn reference, man. So look, remember I was telling you about David Lucas, man. This guy's fucking... Look, he's kind of an asshole, this David Lucas. You can't trust a guy like David Lucas, right? He's got crazy friends. His one friend, I had it time-coded, but I could just tell you about it. It'll serve the same purpose. One of the bucket pools comes up. He's a friend of David's, of David Lucas's. He starts telling these stories about how, like, he's getting drunk with Dave, crashing his car with Dave, fucking going out doing all this shit, trying to get bitches pregnant and stuff. I always knew that David Lucas was like an asshole, but I didn't know he was like an actual piece of shit, right? I start looking up stuff. I see podcast clips of him talking about like shaking the fuck out of his baby mama and throwing her against walls and shit. He's like, yeah, I tossed that bitch that one day. Like on William Montgomery's podcast, he's interviewing David Lucas. David just casually talks about abusing his baby mama. No problem with it. That's cool. You know, that's what we do over here. And I don't know, where's David from? Like Memphis or some shit like that? So he's talking to his friend's a fucking degenerate. Dave's hanging out with this fucking degenerate ass dude. And then I start seeing Dave. He's like taking swings at like the girls on the fucking stage. The bucket pools that come up. Think about that. Now David is actually famous. Now he's in a position of power. You can't be trying to like take passes at like bucket pools and shit like that, bro. That's how you get me too'd, my friend. That's so I saw this. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
Nowadays, that's all poop jokes. That's a minute of poop jokes.
I will say I've done many surveys about this exact same thing, and it's usually 50% do stand up while wiping their ass.
Does it cause the fucking keister kibble?
No, I've never heard of that. That's
when you say that, what does that mean? Where's the poop going?
When you wipe it, you know the toilet paper has like crumbs, right?
Uh-huh.
So if you're sitting down like a normal fucking person, it should go directly into the toilet bowl, right?
Yeah.
But if you're standing up like my man is, you're fucking flicking that shit.
Look at that. She's sitting. You could tell this girl's Indian. You could tell just by look. When I saw her, I was like, oh, dark complexion, straight black hair. Like, this bitch is Indian, right? And then I hear her talking about her toilet paper. And this is how I know that she's Indian. Because they're not used to toilet paper. I think over there, they're wiping their asses with, like, their hands and shit. So she's talking about the toilet paper. She's like, you know, when you wipe your ass, the toilet paper, it makes, like, crumbs and stuff. Mine doesn't. I don't know about any of you listening at home. My toilet paper is not making crumbs on my ass. Okay? What are you using? Are you wiping your ass with construction paper? Because that seems like it might leave a couple crumbs. But, like, to be wiping your ass with, like, some fucking, I don't know, some brawny or something like that, you're not getting crumbs, okay? This is not, like, what are you wiping? How hard is it happening that you're getting crumbs? And then she's saying this nasty, disgusting stuff, calling it keister kibble. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? This is like, she's an engine, this one. She's an engine. And watch, I want you to pay attention to her acting this out and how she arches her ass like that. This is going to give Dave the fuel he needs so that he can really creep on this bitch nice and hard. Watch this.
If you're standing up like my man is,
watch the
you're
arch in the
fucking
back.
flicking that
Look at
shit
that. Yeah. That's
for
a good
everybody.
arch.
And it gets everywhere.
That's a good arch right there.
Why are you watching him wipe his ass?
That is
I
literally.
walked in on it. It was an accident. I couldn't look away, though.
Oh, yeah.
Because by the time I noticed, he still had the toilet paper in his hands, and there was shit on it. So I just backed out like one of them penguins from Madagascar. And I didn't talk to him for 2 weeks.
But you guys are good now?
No.
Oh.
David Lucas.
Hey, can you turn around and show me how he wipe again?
Wait, stop it, David.
Look. David Lucas, man, that's some creepy ass shit, David.
What the fuck?
And look at his face. Look at Dave over here. Hey, can you show me how you wipe again so you could arch that shit real quick? And I could picture what it's like to get face down, ass up. That's the way we like to fuck. You know what I'm saying? David Lucas over here creeping everybody the fuck out. Even Tony had to be like, hey, whoa, David, bro, chill, man. You're gonna get sued by a fucking bucket pool? Are you serious?
But you guys are good now?
No.
Oh.
David Lucas.
Hey, can you turn around and show me how he wipe again?
Wait,
Pay attention to Dave's face, bro. That shit's creepy. David's like, he's like in a trance. He's like,
stop it, David. David.
That's all.
It's okay.
Hey, baby, I wipe sitting down.
I'm like hot as fuck, right?
Yeah. Well, actually, I got
And of course, this girl, she's like fucking she's a bucket pool. She wants to be like in the comedy scene. She's gonna twerk it for Dave nonstop. Okay? And Dave thinks he's like accomplished something here, right? Little does Dave know, this girl's just playing along with the bitch. She's yes-anding you, bro. This bitch is in like a committed relationship. Dave gets shut down, bro. Someone please call 911. I want you to pay attention to his face one more time, and then he daps her up and shit. In his head, he's like, I'm getting some pussy tonight. Like, no questions asked, I'm getting some pussy tonight. Watch.
Stop it, David. David.
That's all.
It's okay.
Hey, baby, I wipe sitting down.
I'm like hot as fuck, right?
Yeah. Well, actually, I got a bidet. I don't got a wipe.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Look at that. You hear it kind of started getting awkward and silent for a second, right? Now he goes, actually, I got a bidet. I don't got a wipe. And then watch how serious his face is. He, like, legitimately is thinking of this as if, like, this is the greatest pickup line known to man. He goes, I'll show this bitch how much money I got and shit like that. I don't even wipe my ass, girl. I got a bidet. It sprays the whole thing clean. You don't even got to worry about crumbs with a guy like me. That's what he's trying to say. Here, this is his flex to her.
Yeah. Well, actually, I got a bidet. I don't got a wipe.
Now look at his face. Look at how serious he is. And this is a typical brother move. This is one that, if you ain't a brother, you might not know about this one. This is a typical brother move when trying to spit some game. You make crazy ass eye contact. Like the most awkward fucking eye contact that you could possibly make. And you make that shit as serious and as awkward as possible. And just like that fucking cologne that Paul Rudd wears in Anchorman, 60% of the time, that shit works every time. And I'm telling you, this is the same tactic that Dave is pulling out right now. He's doing this. He thinks that this is legitimately going to work. Says to this fucking engine, he goes, I got a bidet, bitch. I don't even got a wipe at home. And look at his face, how serious he gets about this.
My wife sitting down.
I'm like hot as fuck, right?
Watch him.
Well, actually, I got a bidet. I don't got a wipe.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Well, I'm not Chinese. What do you want me to do?
Awkward, and I want to back up because I was zoomed in, but you got to pay attention to how her body language changes. She's like, oh, he like really thinks I'm gonna frick him. Like, he really thinks I'm gonna frick him. Let's shut that down real quick.
Hey, I don't got a wipe.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Awkward silence.
Well, I'm not Chinese. What do you want me to do with that?
This bitch stupid.
Denied, Dave. Denied.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Denied. Fuck you, fat boy. Look at this. That's so good to me. I'm even acting a little bit like outside myself right now, how giddy like a situation like this makes. Because Dave is one of those guys. He's like Tony. He's like the black version of Tony to me, allegedly. It's like he's one of those guys that you could tell he's never had people's respect. He's never had money. He's never had anything like that. So now that they have it, they want to do everything they can to throw it in everyone else's face. And when people aren't on their side, they just are very quick to attack them, just like he did. He hits on this girl. She's not responsive to it. He goes, this bitch stupid, bro. Puts the mic down. Now she's fucking dumb. When you thought that you were able to stick your dick in her, she would have done just fine, huh? She would have been great. You see this nice skinny little engine. She's got some sexy little tattoos, man. She would have done just fine, right? 5 seconds ago, huh?
Well, I'm not Chinese. What do you want me to do with that?
This bitch stupid.
Tatum, welcome to the show. How long you been doing stand-up?
2.5 years.
2.5
Look at
years.
that. Good old fucking David Lucas. Give it up for David Lucas, man. And then here's the thing. This is like an ongoing theme with Dave. Watch this. He takes another swing, and he gets another miss. This is another guy. This guy, you'll find out, his girl, he's not in the best relationship. This guy Dave might actually pull something on this guy. This guy, it's a bucket pool, right? I mean, let me make sure I got the right time code.
How about now in life?
Yeah, it's the right one. So this guy, they got a bucket pool. They start talking about this dude's girlfriend, only to find out that she goes to England like every 2 months to work at some bar for like 3 months at a time. and leaves this asshole back in America. I mean, it's obvious this guy's girlfriend's getting fucked to shit in England somewhere, probably by Andrew Tate. So we're about to watch this. Dave is going to really talk some shit to this guy. It's like soul-crushing shit. Listen to this. I didn't know Dave was this big of a piece of shit.
Cameron, how's life going? What's your love life like? You seem like the kind of comedian that would make a joke about having sex with a black woman that actually hasn't. Have you ever been with a black woman?
Of course. No.
Really?
Of course not. You didn't let me finish.
Oh, right. But do you have a joke about hooking up with a black woman?
Do I? No. No,
Okay.
I have black roommate jokes. Hence.
Of course.
But
Everybody's got black.
no
roommate
black,
jokes.
no
I mean,
black.
How about regular old, what's your dating life like?
I have a girlfriend.
You have a girlfriend. How
Yes.
long have you been with her?
2 years now.
What does she do?
Well, now she's in England. She just serves bartenders.
In England?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Your girlfriend is in England?
Yeah, she goes to a different country.
Uh-huh.
Womp womp.
Yeah. How long has she been in England, bro? You know, if I say bro at the end of the question, it's not good. This imaginary girlfriend of yours.
It's been about 6 months. She's pregnant, and I've.
You're kidding?
Yes,
Right.
of course.
Okay.
Yes.
See, so now this guy's trying to make jokes to cope with this shit. Because he's realizing right now, he's like, holy shit. Like, ever since she started doing that, like, my whole relationship's, like, been a lie. But it's not the fact that he's realizing it that's so soul-crushing. It's the fact that he's realizing it in front, like, 1 million people are going to see this. This is a very popular show. As much as I wish it wasn't, it's a very popular show. You know, America, we got to do better. We got to do better, like Joey Swoll says. We got to do better as a country. We can't be promoting this garbage. You know, so this guy's coming to the realization that his girlfriend's a little bit of a hoe, right?
But it has been 6 months?
Well, there's been, she's been here for, 2 months at a time type of thing.
What do you
and
mean?
I went over there.
What do you mean?
Because you just can visit. You can't stay there forever. You can stay for 3 months, I think.
So she's an American?
Yeah. No, she's English.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so when's the last time you saw her?
March.
Okay.
Hasn't seen her since March. This came out like last week. It is now the end of June. This guy's girlfriend she's leaving him. Okay? And he hasn't realized it yet. But he's starting to.
How often you guys talk every day?
I'm going to cry.
Yeah, I know. This is sad. I think we're all going to cry because we're realizing that your girlfriend's getting dicked down by some fucking...
Some Muslim.
So now, look. This is legitimately very, very heart fucking felt shit right here. Like, I watch stuff like this. I feel for guys like this, you know? We've all been guys like this. We've all been the bitch, right? Hasn't everyone been cucked? I thought that was something that was like happened to everybody. It's like a rite of passage as an American man. You got to get cucked. If you want to move on to the next level, you got to get cucked at least once, right? That's how you grow strong as a man. And you start making better decisions in life from that point forward. Only to never be cucked again. Will Smith did it. And look at him. He's just fine. If Will Smith can get cucked and be the fucking the superstar that he is today, I mean, we can all get cucked. And we'll be just fine in the end. So this kid is coming to this realization of him being the ultimate cuck. And it's fucking him up. Like, it's really fucking him up. I saw this and I was like, legitimately like, damn, I feel bad for this guy. You know, nothing too crazy. It's not going to bring a tear to my eye, but I can at least sympathize with the dude, right? Listen to how David Lucas reacts to this, right? He can't even be fucking cool for even just a goddamn second.
Yeah, exactly. London is broiled right now. David Lucas.
What bar does she work at in England?
I don't fucking know.
Because I go there in 2 weeks. I want to fuck her.
I go there in 2 weeks. I want to fuck her, bro. I want to fuck your girlfriend, bro. David Lucas, imagine, dude, black people are like actually, black people are pretty common in England. I was about to say some like shit that would have been appropriate for like Japan. You know, you go to like Japan, black people are like a novelty out there. They don't even know what black people are. You walk into a pub like that, they'll start busting out sticks and shit, trying to attack you. They will actually think that you are Predator. If David Lucas walked into a Japanese pub, they would legitimately think he was an actual Predator from the movie. They would all start freaking out, like Godzilla, and all of them losing their minds. England, he can probably get away with that. So that's Dave's thought. You could make a million jokes about this and be funny. That's your thought. He goes, I want to fuck your girlfriend. I'm going to England next month. And like as if it's a joke. He's being 1,000% serious. And I thought that I was going to have a Jesse Pinkman moment when I saw this. I thought that I was going to be one of those like, he can't keep getting away with this. It wasn't. It wasn't. Luckily, this guy actually put Dave in his place. And I was very happy to see that. Watch this.
Oh, you're too big.
Look at that. Let's go back a little bit. Dave says that shit, and the guy goes, you're too big. You can't fuck my girlfriend.
Where does she work at in England?
I don't fucking know.
Because I go there in 2 weeks. I want to fuck her.
Oh, you're too big.
Too big?
Nah, nigga.
No, yeah, for sure.
You look gay.
Uh-oh.
I can take your girl.
Wow, got real here for a second. David looked a man in the eyes and said, I'm going to fuck your girlfriend.
It's funny because he goes, you look gay, but he looks, what's gay about him? He's skinny. He doesn't weigh 320 pounds like you, David Lucas. That's about the gayest thing about this guy. He's white and he's fit. What's so gay about that, dude? This guy could probably fuck circles around you, Mr. Lucas. You'd be out of breath by the time you stripped all your clothes off to even hook up with this guy's girlfriend. She wouldn't know what to do with you. She'd have to send you out in a stretcher. This guy would have a stroke trying to take his socks off to even perform for this girl. Let's give it up. David Lucas, fat as hell, shooting a shot, right? You gotta love that.
David looked a man in the eyes and said, I'm going to fuck your girlfriend.
She ain't never had stomach on her forehead, nigga. I'm gonna show her what it's about.
You gotta fit through the door first.
Denied.
Oh, my God.
So now the crowd is like, oh, shit, what you gonna do, Dave Lucas? You're a fucking bitch, bro. You're a fucking bitch. You fucking let him talk to you like that. You're a fucking bitch. Dude, this is what everyone in the crowd is saying right now. This guy came back with the quickness. Your fat ass is going to have to fit through one of them tiny-ass British doors if you're going to want to hook up with my chick, bro.
My God.
This is not turned into a roast battle. I don't know what y'all...
Oh,
look.
My God.
No, I don't want it to be there. I love you.
What's the matter, fat boy?
Okay. Cameron, anything else crazy we should know about you?
Moving on. David, what's the matter, fat boy? You don't have no more jokes? You want to try to fuck this guy's girlfriend? No more jokes over there? Predator-ass looking motherfucker. David's 2 seconds away from opening his watch and hitting the detonation code and blowing the whole goddamn building up like those predators do. Now let's end this one on a new character. This is some new Kill Tony lore, man. This one's going to kind of push the episode a little bit, but it's got to be what it's got to be, man, because this episode, I'm telling you, you had Christina Mariani not saying shit after Fat La Bamba roasted the shit out of her, right? She shut down like a goddamn clam. Never to be heard from again. I don't even know if she's alive right now. On top of that, David Lucas is trying to hit on every girl that comes on stage, talking about fucking dude's wife. He can't close the goddamn deal if his life depended on it. You already seen him get shut down twice, right? This episode is fucking tanking, bro. This thing is going off the deep end. None of the bucket pulls were all that good. None of the interviews were all that good. None of the golden tickets were all that good. By the time we're getting to this point, an hour and 42 minutes in, I'm losing hope for this goddamn episode. This killed Tony, and not that I have much expectations for these goddamn things. It's a bunch of retards. This is a American Idol, but for comedy. You know what I mean? I'm not expecting much. But when I ended up getting a load of Timmy No Breaks, this Timmy No Breaks guy, this guy saves the whole goddamn show. He's a bucket pool, right? These guys don't know what to do with them. And here's the kicker. He's stealing somebody's act. And he's so good, he lets you just get away. You let him get away with the whole thing. He's completely stealing a very well-known comedian's entire act. And he's so good, you let him get away with it. Nobody would say a word about him biting this person's material. Watch this. Timmy No Breaks.
Of the night, Timmy No Breaks.
Yeah, like you said, my name's Timmy No Breaks. And you might want to buckle the fuck up.
Who we sounding like right there? Timmy No Breaks sounding like somebody I know. You know anyone that sounds like this guy? Very familiar. Let's listen a little more.
Get this. I was at the nut store. I was buying nuts. I go up to the fucking weighted thing. The woman's like, that's gonna be $100. I was like, bitch, I got fucking bills to pay.
This guy is ripping Andrew Dice Clay's whole act. He's ripping Andrew Dice Clay's entire act. The leather jacket, everything. All he's missing are some fucking fingerless gloves and a pair of fucking Vipers. Pair of Viper shades. This is Andrew Dice Clay down to the T. For some reason, I'll allow it. Listen to this.
You guys ever heard of a fucking punchline? What the? All right, don't worry. You're gonna love this one. Get this. I was at the doctor. Yeah, the fucking doctor. I go up to this doctor. He's like, Timmy No Breaks, you have cancer. You need treatment. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm a healthy guy. I'm a young boy. He's like, you need treatment? I'm like, how much is that gonna cost? He's like, $100. I was like, bitch, that's a good deal. This is grade A shit. This is good shit. What the fuck?
Timmy. Look, Timmy No Break. Now, I just pumped this guy up, right? And we just probably watched like one of the worst minutes in Kill Tony history, right? You think that it's over. I know I did. When I was watching Timmy No Breaks, I was like, this is some bullshit. This guy comes out. He's ripping Andrew Dice Clay's whole entire fucking shit. And on top of that, he ain't even funny. Like, there was nothing about that. So, I said, bitch. It's like, okay. You might as well have said, hickory dickory dock. You know, I said, bitch, hickory dickory dock. It's like this. What are you doing? Anyone could see this coming from a mile away. This is where the magic is, though. Once you get this guy talking, like, he's nonstop fun the entire time. Like, they do this interview, like, we're about to watch this. This is going to be a long one. It's going to be a long time code. They do this interview with this Timmy No Breaks. This guy fucking blows the whole house down. Watch this. This guy is classic.
No Breaks, everybody. Wow.
What the?
Timmy. Hi, Timmy. Did you just watch Dice once?
Yeah, I've heard that before. I've heard that.
What do you really like? How long you been doing stand-up?
Too long. 2 months.
2 months. All right.
2 months.
Where are you from?
Jersey.
Jersey. All right.
Hey, hey, hey. I love that. Hey. Now the crowd is on his side. That's how good this guy is. I'm from Jersey. When he said, the funny thing is, I started joining in. I couldn't even help myself. I was like a goldfish. Like if you drop the food in a goldfish tank and they all can't help themselves, they all go to the top and they're like, as soon as they said Jersey, I was right. I was like, hey, Jersey, he's from Jersey. This guy's a fucking wop.
Where are you from?
Jersey.
Jersey, all right.
Hey, yo, hey. See, I can't even help myself. Hey.
Timmy No Breaks.
Oh, wow. Okay, Timmy. He's having the time of his life.
Yeah, this is good.
Hey.
So, Timmy, you've been doing stand-up for 2 months.
Yeah, 2 months.
How old are you?
I'm 18.
How old are you, Timmy?
That's rude. That's okay. How old are you?
How old are you, Timmy?
I like that. He goes, how old are you? I would have been like, fuck off, skinny man. I'm not answering until you answer, you fucking Muppet. Tony does look like a gay Muppet. That's I forget the guy's name. Fuck it. The fucking Nick Swartzen, he came up with that joke. Tony looks like if Jim Henson had to make a gay Muppet. And he's spot on with that goddamn analogy of Tony. But I love that, how Tony wants to be an asshole, and then this guy goes, well, you're asking me all these goddamn questions. How about I ask you some goddamn questions, eh?
That's rude. That's okay. How old are you?
How old are you, Timmy?
I'm 24.
Really?
God, that's fucking... How old are you?
How old are you, Timmy?
24 years old.
Really?
Yes. This is fucking... Guys, come on. I'm a guest here. What the fuck?
That's what I'm saying. This guy, Timmy, he doesn't miss. Timmy don't miss.
Hey!
I'm 36.
There it is. There it is. Timmy, what are you...
I just turned 36 this past Tuesday.
You've been doing your whole life up until this point?
I worked for my father for a long time. He was a fishing man. And so I worked for him and then, got caught up in some shit.
Like what?
I did some time. It was coke. I was a coke guy.
There you go.
I did some coke shit and then, got out. And I found stand-up, and I, never looked back. It's not,
how long?
It's not funny. This is my life, guys.
How long were you in jail for?
I was 2 months.
2 months. Everything's 2 months with you.
He was in there for 2 months. He was in there 2 months. Everything. Everything. How long ago was your birthday? 2 months ago.
No, not everything is 2 months. It's also $100.
Yes, 2 months and $100.
Holy shit. It's a fucking black Kool-Aid man. Boom, roasted. Got your ass, bitch.
Wow. Got him, fucking. What the fuck? Look at good old Dave, too. Dave's like, yo, man, I can't believe this nigga just roasted me like that, man. Yo, that shit ain't even cool, bro. This motherfucker just roasted the fuck out of me, man. This nigga tripping, bro. Like, Dave is so goddamn fucking fat, dude. Yeah, it was a fat Kool-Aid man. Boom, roasted, bitch.
Holy shit. It's a fucking black Kool-Aid man. Boom, roasted. Got your ass, bitch.
Wow, Timmy, no
Got
breaks.
your ass, bitch.
Timmy, no breaks.
Yo, Dave awful quiet. Dave awful quiet. Look at Dave. Oh, my God. Dave's lips smacking right now. Smacking. Yo, I'm way too stoned to be pausing on freeze frames of Dave Lucas looking like this. Dave, this looks like AI. This Dave Lucas right here looks like some goddamn motherfucking AI. Okay? Send this guy away on a goddamn boat. Not on a boat. I was joking. But him and this white bitch, they're both looking like AI. He goes, boom, roasted, bitch.
Timmy, no breaks. Again, just fully committed to this character. Timmy, what do you do for fun in real life now? Are you still on coke?
No,
this guy.
What's up?
Yes. Yes, you are. Do you live in Austin now?
Yeah, I moved here.
How long have you lived here? 2 months.
2 months. This guy's saving the whole goddamn show. I'm telling you, go back and watch it for yourself. That is the point of this show. You know that, right? Like, you're not just supposed to get the whole, perspective of the show just from what I'm saying on here. You guys should be, I encourage you to go back and see it for yourself. Okay? So, in a way, I'm helping these guys. Everyone wants to talk shit. Who are you? You talking shit on someone as big as Tony? I'm helping these motherfuckers, all right? I'm driving traffic. At least I'm trying. Because secretly, I want to be part of the Kill Tony experience, you know? But this episode in particular wasn't a good Kill Tony experience. And Timmy No Breaks is saving it right now. That predictable, how long you been in Austin? 2 months. That's classic. That's killer. Everyone can remember that. So now when they go to a show, hey, 2 months, $100. You know what I mean? They can repeat it. That's what was the Andrew Dice Clay thing. He wasn't a genius. He just knew that stupid people like to repeat shit, especially when they're live. Anything that seems like it's like a chant or something that's like a group activity that they go, isn't this awesome that we're all doing the same shit together, right? That's that Andrew Dice Clay knew that stupid people are attracted to that. And he honed on that, and he sharpened that. And that's what led him to a success. The second that people got the internet and could actually see what like it was like in the real world, they got a little bit of knowledge in their head from the overexposure of it due to the internet and the mobility and accessibility of it for being on your phone. You notice how Andrew Dice Clay is like not that big of a guy anymore, right? It's like when Andrew Dice Clay was popular, when it was like networks and like executives that were in charge of like what you saw. Back in a time when TV was king, cell phones didn't exist, the internet wasn't a thing, you couldn't just see whatever you wanted anytime you wanted like you could now. You had to watch what was on TV, right? If you were into stand-up, you had to watch the clubs that were accessible to you, who was playing in them. And then when a channel like Comedy Central came along, you had to watch what the execs at Comedy Central wanted you to watch. It was all their decision. They made those decisions. So when the world was fed dog shit from uncreative executives that have no fucking idea what the hell they're talking about, that's when a guy like Andrew Dice Clay thrives, because they can push him no matter what the situation is. Now that the internet is a thing and people can choose what they want to see, you notice all these comedians and stuff, they're like, we don't need the big guys anymore because they never knew what they were talking about in the first place. What does that tell you? To me, that tells you that Andrew Dice Clay was always a fucking hack, right? That's what it says to me. It says that Andrew Dice Clay was always a hack, and once people could actually think for themselves and not have to consume the bullshit that was fed to them, they realized he was a fucking bullshit comedian. Now he's not that big of a guy. And I'm telling you, the fact that this guy is using those same techniques and doing it better in 2025, I give it up for him. I give it up for him. This is my Andrew Dice Clay. You know how people go, they were like, when Donald Trump got elected, they go, not my president. That's how I feel about Andrew Dice Clay. When I see Andrew Dice Clay, I go, not my Andrew Dice Clay. This is my Andrew Dice Clay. You guys can have the fucking other one.
What's up?
Yes. Yes, you are. Do you live in Austin now?
Yeah, I moved here.
How long have you lived here? 2 months. Timmy No Breaks.
It's a true story.
Timmy No Breaks getting the lights to change in the room. Timmy, how do you make money?
I sell weed.
You sell coke.
No, I sell weed now. I'm straightish.
Look, I love this. I want to go to the end of his interview, because this shit is gold. I don't want to sit through the whole thing. We're seriously running out of time here like crazy. But look at the end of this. Watch. He throws a couple more zingers. It's a good way to end this.
And
did you bury her, or did she get boom roasted?
No, we burnt her. She was in a kiln or whatever. You know what I mean? And
how did she die? Embarrassment?
That's my fucking mother you're talking about, gay guy.
Hey, Timmy No Break.
Timmy, you're a funny guy, dude. You're a funny guy, Timmy. I like your style. Normally, I hate anything that sounds at all like Andrew Dice Clay, who was literally doing your act 45 years ago, but I look at
Never
you...
heard of him.
Never heard of him. Good old, never heard of him. I never heard of Andrew Dice Clay. This is the shit that I love about him. Watch, he goes, never heard of him. And then Tony gives him a big joke book. He ends it with probably the greatest one-liner in Kill Tony history. Listen to this shit. This is solid gold. Perfect way to end Timmy No Breaks and to end the episode. Watch this.
Sounds at all like Andrew Dice Clay, who was literally doing your act 45 years ago, but I look at
Never
you.
heard of him. Hickory dickory, suck my cock.
All right,
Yeah.
Timmy. If I had to give your interview and set a grade on a report card, I would give it a A.
Oh!
There he goes, Timmy No Breaks. Wow,
Look at that. Tosses the joke book. Despite his set completely bombing, he was so charismatic that Tony still gave him a big joke book. He doesn't go to catch it. Big sign of disrespect towards our boy Tony. And then on top of that, he picks it up and tosses it into the crowd. This is a Kill Tony first. This is a Kill Tony exclusive. This is a Kill Tony exclusive. You know how YMH, they do that? They go, it's a YMH exclusive. They got that weird-ass voice. It's a YMH exclusive. You smelt it here first. You know? That's what this is. It's a Kill Tony exclusive. You sucked it here first.
A grade on a report card, I would give it a A.
Look at him. Tosses the book into the crowd. Watch this. Look at that. Fuck this book.
Wow, he immediately gives it to a fan. Gives it.
Ends it with, I don't write, bitch. Just give it up. Timmy No Breaks, dude. That shit was solid. He goes, I don't write, bitch. I love that, dude. That's such a good way to end the episode, man. Good old Timmy No Breaks, dude. What do we got? I don't want any song that starts with the cell phone ring in the beginning. We can't do that. So we're not turning that one on. But as always, at the end, we turn on a little bit of music and we say our goodbyes. Remember, you can always call into the show. That's phone number 316-396-0025 if you want to get your voicemails heard. We might play it on the show if they're good enough. You never know. Give us a call. I want to thank you for joining me on another fine Wednesday. It's a little bit longer of an episode, but always well worth it. If you stick around for the jamokes, you'll understand. New episodes of Lost Aux Media every Wednesday. Audio goes up 5 a.m. on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere else you catch your favorite podcasts. And we upload the video episodes same day, 7 p.m. That way, you can listen to the episodes on your way to work, and when you get home, you can watch them. Isn't that nice? So, again, I thank you for joining me on another fun-filled episode of Lost Aux Media. As always, I wish you adieu, best of luck, and best goodbyes. Until next time, peace, bitch.
Sunshine in my pocket and I put it on a rocket. Now it's flying all the way to you. I've got sunshine in my pocket and